Hello, everybody. How are you doing? One sec. Sorry about that. So I hope everybody is doing fantastic, and I hope you are all having a good a good weekend so far. I hope everybody is doing very wonderful, and I hope you're all going to have a great weekend lined up. So we are back at it again with some more of the games from inside the Games for Gaza bundle. And we've got some more tabletop games for you today. Because there's a lot of those in that bundle. Surprise, surprise. So we'll be looking at hopefully about 3 of them. And as always, the rules are usually for these kinds of streams is we will take about 30 minutes to go look at a game. If you'd like us to extend that time, feel free to drop a donation. Whether we hit exactly 30 minutes or not, that's obviously to be decided. We're kind of obviously kind of just playing it by ear, but definitely if you like the look of a game, do feel free to donate to get us to look at a game for longer. Anyway, let me go ahead and slap on the Hololive Jazz or whatever I want to listen to. I don't know. I think I technically do get playing for Hololive Jazz, but that's okay. Lo-fi and chill. I think. All right, let's go ahead and that. Get that going, and let's go ahead and say hello to our wonderful collab guest today. Ooh, excuse me. Hello.
Hello.
How is everybody doing
Hello.
today?
I'm doing great.
That's good to
Doing
hear.
okay.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
So you two have been on before, but would you still like to introduce yourselves today?
Maybe. I don't know. What about you? I'm just kidding. Of course.
I'm a physicist. I'm a brain in a jar. I stream video games.
And I am Sheppy Sheps, the explosion VTuber. I tend to explode. Every facet of my being, even the cells in my body, are in a constant state of explosion. So that's my care. That's my only defining trait. So yeah, that's me.
Sorry. I thought I had something all set up. I thought I had a command for it, and sorry, I thought I had a command for it, and it turns out I don't. But good to see you both.
Yeah.
So I would just like to ask, what pronouns does everybody use? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I'm feeling he, they.
I'm he, him.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
And I'm she, they, as usual.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's get into our first game of the night, I think. Which is called 1990X Shutdown by Thursday Gatto. Layout by Minerva McDanda. Cover photo by Victor Jakolev. And we'll scroll down real quick to the bottom just so you get an idea of what the game's about.
Okay.
And also, hi, Replicant. So, better living through artificial intelligence. A dream for the future turned into an all-real nightmare with the shutdown of Next Gen's new arcology on its opening weekend. Intended to harness 253,000 souls in an enclosed corporate city, it's now instead become the playground of a newborn digital god, Helix. 2 weeks in, your impromptu crew might be the only people left with a hope of escape, but those who dare to delve deep into the Helix sphere may find impossible horrors and wonders alike waiting for them.
Oh boy.
can't wait.
I can't wait to be crushed by an unknowable machine god.
Yeah.
Oh, you too, huh? So, who are our two runners today?
I know my character.
Okay.
But do you know your character?
I'm still kind of putting mine together.
Okay.
I have
Well,
an idea.
Sheppy, why don't you go ahead and talk about your character first?
Let me think of a good name. Give me a second.
Big, McLarge, huge.
That's sort of in that realm, but I was thinking more like Kuwabara from a Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
I have a big pompadour, and I cosplay as a samurai
Nice.
on this exact day. But it so happens that some AI went down in the same building that I was in for the cosplay event. Let's just say there's a cosplay event there, and I got stuck in there, and I was dressed up as Kuwabara Jirameshi. I'm gonna kick some robot ass. That's how I'm gonna sound the entire time.
All right.
So yeah, I am a punk, and I am a brute. So I have good skills in brawling, intimidation, and muscle.
Okay. So you're here to fight the corporation, and you're good at punching things.
Yes.
You said brawling and muscle?
Yes. I'm a punk as a angle, and a brute as the role. Yes.
And what are your 3 skills?
3 skills. I didn't look that far.
That's okay.
So there's handle, style, and flair. We have to pick one for each. Okay,
Assign
yeah,
range skill increases of your choice across those from your role and the list below. Oh, so you can also take. What?
Oh, from your role and the list below: brawling, chemistry, deception. Okay, so I can pick 3 skill increases, including brawling, intimidation, and muscle.
I think that's how that works. That's a little confusing.
It's worded weirdly, yeah. Semantically,
I'm assuming you don't get 5 skills.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know, if we're doing 3, I mean, brawling, intimidation, and muscles, what I'm going to take.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a handle?
Choose one of each. Okay, handle. These are weapons?
You can also just these are just like the handle is like a call sign.
Okay.
Style is just like what you're wearing, and flair is like some accessory.
Okay. So it's just like a logo of some sort, call sign.
Yeah, it's essentially just like your
your name. Your
cyberpunk name, right? Like your runner name.
I'm Kuwabara, but the A's are accents.
Okay, that sounds good. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing a very tacky blue student's uniform. And I'm wearing I have a sheath with a fake sword in it. Soft sword, because you're not allowed to have swords in a cosplay event.
This is
and like I said, massive pompadour, like the biggest, the most largest pompadour that any hairdresser would be willing to do. I have that, and I wear Kamina glasses, so like Squirtle Gang or Kamina glasses. I'm wearing those.
Okay.
And I have a missing tooth, front tooth, on the top of my guns.
Oh, also as a punk, you get 1 skill increase of your choice.
Oh, okay.
So you can increase 1 skill. You can also just have another skill train, essentially.
I'm sometimes good with riding a motorcycle. I think I'll pick piloting.
Sure thing.
Piloting. Piloting is.
I would count it as both.
You have a good awareness of how a machine handles under your direction.
Did
Sure.
you did you get did you pick your gear?
I did not.
That's okay. There's so you start with 2 gear points and a handy comm, which I'm assuming is kind of just like a like a PDA kind of thing.
Okay.
If I had to suggest something for you,
Yeah.
probably armor and a sword. I feel like that's kind of what you're looking for.
Yeah. That's what I'll do. I'll do it. I'll do armor and sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you could have also bought hardware instead.
Nah. I don't
Or
like putting
software.
things in my head.
Okay. And so that is your character done. Uabara,
Kuwabara.
the big smashy punk.
Yes.
Any thoughts, Fizz, on what you'd like to run?
I think I'd be a runner and
Mhm.
a crank. I want to be a spindly little guy, uh, hiding behind a machine until I can turn it to my advantage.
Okay. So you get 1 hardware for free. You have an Omega wrench and a fix-it foam, and you're trained in either engineering, medicine, 2 of either engineering, medicine, or medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want engineering and physics?
Oh, those are my options because of the class I chose.
Yes, Crank gets engineering, medicine, physics, and then the other ones down below in italics.
Okay, so in the end, I would have, I could have 6 total.
No, you have. I don't know how this works. I think it's 5 total. You, Sheppy had 6 because he's a punk as well, so he got to increase 1 skill of his choice. But I think you get 5. So you're trained in 2 of the skills of your role, and then
Oh.
you have a choice of. Or no, sorry. Yes, you're trained
You
in
were
2 of
right.
this.
I see the 2 of now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in 2 of those, and then you get an additional 3 of your choice of that list below, as well as whatever you didn't train in from your role.
Got it.
But
So
that can. Sorry, go for it.
I would like engineering and physics from Crank,
Uh-huh.
and then my 3 choices would be hacking, running, and stealth.
Okay. And then, do you have your details? Do you have a handle?
Still thinking of the handle, but I'd like a clear windbreaker because I'm operating under the idea that it's good at fooling AI, like weird face paint is good at fooling AI.
Okay.
Even if it doesn't actually, it feels like it. And I'd like a baseball cap with an extra long brim.
Okay. Yeah, you can decide the handle later if you'd like. So you get a hardware for free, but you also have 2 gear points as well. So you can choose the switch those however you like.
Gotcha. I think for the handle, I'll use one of the provided ones. I'll use patch.
Okay.
Um,
So Patch and Kuwabara. So yeah, you've got. So I would probably pick your hardware first, because you get 1 for free.
so I would like the grasp tether.
High velocity grapple attached to cybernetic hand. Excellent choice. Okay. And then you can get 2 other things.
A buffer proxy.
Mm-hmm.
And a cool gun.
How cool is it?
Actually, wait. I might not be able to do what I need to do if I don't pick the data rig. So instead of the cool gun, I'll get the data rig.
Okay, so you've got a data rig and a buffer proc. Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
just don't mean to interrupt, but I think the brute says it takes one hardware and one sword. So I didn't know if that's included with what I chose, or
Sorry, what?
so if you look at the character's role under brute, it says take one hardware and one sword. Is that what I picked, or is that? Yeah.
Oh no, never mind. Yeah, you also get a free hardware and a sword, so you can swap out the sword that you bought for something else. Sorry about that. I didn't write that very well.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I'll take the sword, and then so I have two things. I can buy two things. Okay. So the hardware. Give me like a second. Just look through these real quick.
Oof is one thing I should point out, just to say, like, if you want to use something specific with the data rig, it looks like you have to use one of the softwares, right? And like all these softwares have like do a specific thing. So
I see.
Instead of a buffer proxy, you may want to purchase software with your and a data rig.
Okay, let's get rid of the buffer proxy and one sec.
You're fine. I'm gonna take wired reflexes.
Okay.
It looks like the best of all worlds would be if I don't have the data rig either. I would have the crossbow, because it says that that's an upgrade for it, where it can hook into interfaces.
Yeah, I assume you need to spend a gear point on that, or like you could find it. That's my assumption, at least. Like, because you've got armor, right? But then you can upgrade to heavy armor, where you get access to, where you get 2 hits, essentially.
Oh, is that what that square is? That's
I believe that's
point?
what that square is. Yeah, so you can spend an additional gear point to upgrade it. But I don't know that the crossbow by default would have it.
I know what I want.
What would you like?
I'm buying 2 hardwares. Impact absorbers.
Nice.
And retinal filter.
Ooh, okay. And then you've all got wired reflexes and the sword.
Yep. So I'm basically, if I need to escape, I can just jump down the stairs, and I don't take any damage.
All right.
Let's see. I guess data rig and U1 in that case.
I'll just system with garbage data, sure thing. All right. So now that Patch and Kuwabara are all set to go, I think it's time for us to assemble the run. So we'll roll a d10. Which of you are a d10? This one. And see what we gotta go with. 5. NPC places bounty on other NPC. So I think in that case, let's go ahead and first determine who's putting the bounty. 15, Queen, which is a vacant android, is putting a bounty on... putting a bounty on Piotr, the janitor. Oh. Okay, alright.
Rip the janitor.
And let's see. We got the what's their location? 6, which is practical oubliette, looping datascape of a grimy public bath used as a virtual prison. Oh
no.
Okay, all right.
So it's like the back rooms,
Backrooms,
but dirty bathroom.
I guess so.
That's what I was about to say.
All right. Ready to get started?
Sure.
Okay. So 2 weeks after the arcology closed, you suddenly get a message blasting across your handycom with an offer of a job. And considering that you are currently without any employment and would very much like to buy things to stay alive, you decide to take it on.
Okay.
You learn a little bit more about the client. Their name is Queen. They're a vacant android. Like you've kind of like, they don't seem to move or anything, but they just issued you orders directly on the handycom. They're not really kind of responding to anything if you're like when you went to meet them, but they just transmit their orders directly through that. And they have told you to go and kill Piotr, the janitor, who Helix has trapped away inside of the Fractal Oubliette for crimes against AI. Probably left a wet floor sign out somewhere, and Helix was feeling angry that day. So they want you to break into the Fractal Oubliette and kill Piotr. They don't exactly say why, but that's not for you to know anyway. You're just here for the money. So you basically find a data outlet that would let you get into cyberspace. It takes a little while, but you can find an inlet so that you can both kind of get into cyberspace. I'm basically assuming that either, you know what, I'm just gonna say that you both have like Matrix style like proxies on the back of your head that you can plug things into, or you upload yourself through the data. Like you get into cyberspace somehow.
I was able to find a door into it and hold the door open for Barbara.
It hurts when I'm plugged in. I don't like it.
And with that, you can enter the oubliette and try to track down the janitor. But also, don't forget that Helix is always watching. And it's time to determine what Helix's mood is.
I like that we're hunting a janitor in
Malice.
the back rooms.
Malice. So, look out for that, I guess.
Okay. Before we begin, I have to roll for my my skills real quick.
Do you? What skill are you doing?
So you look at brute.
Mm-hmm.
It says trained D8 and 2 of brawling, intimidation, and muscle. So I can only pick 2 of those. Brawling, I can only pick 2 of brawling, intimidation, and muscle.
And then you choose 3 skills, including whatever is in your role, plus
okay.
the general list down below. Trained just means like, so normally I'll explain rolling here. So whenever you need to roll a skill die, by default it's a d6 if you're untrained, a d4 if you're hindered by injury or circumstances. If you have advantage, you roll an extra d6, but if you're trained, you roll a d8 instead of a d6.
Okay. Okay.
And the way this works is on a 1 to 2, you get disaster, so you completely fail. 3 to 4, you get a partial success, but you get some sort of drawback. And then on a 5 or more, you succeed. The higher the roll, the better.
I get it. So I'm going to say my brawling is trained and my muscle is trained.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
And then you also get 3 skills.
Yeah, I picked intimidation, piloting, and running.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So you have basically found a port to get yourself into cyberspace, and you basically end up in the back rooms bathrooms. Basically, people just kind of end up exiled here, probably for all eternity. You've never heard of anybody escaping it, because Helix was angry that day, and and so they're just left to wander the halls forever.
Given that this is a virtual prison, we ought to look out for soap to slip on.
Yes.
Sure. Look out for yellow puddles, Patch.
If you fall in the real in cyberspace, you fall into a puddle of urine in the real life.
No.
But no.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to start doing?
I want to ask the DM, can we smell in cyberspace?
Yes.
What does it smell? What does it smell like?
Stale.
Oh.
harsh chemical cleaning products.
Well, it's better than poo gas, I guess. Oh. Why do they have to make this so realistic, Patch? Jeez. I guess I'll look for clues or whatever.
Well, the janitor is on the lam. I can't imagine he'd be out in the open doing his job.
Maybe we can find a closet. Maybe he's just, I don't know.
Janitors are naturally attracted to closets. It's true.
That's where all their janitor gadgets are.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look around to see if there's any. I mean, I'm just gonna walk the hall, see if there's any janitor's closets.
And I'd like to follow behind Kuwabara. Keep in mind of my stealth inclination, since Kuwabara is pretty hard to miss.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to find any blunt objects so I can start smashing porcelain.
Oh, there's got to be plenty pipes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll look for a blunt weapon.
Okay. I mean, you're like basically wandering past infinitely recurring stalls. You could always just like poke your head into one of them and like grab one of the pipes if you want.
Sure. I guess I'll look for a pipe wrench or even like, I don't know, a PVC pipe.
I was thinking more pipe. Like if there's like, depending on the style of the toilet, there might just be like an exposed pipe you can grab.
Yeah. I'll start breaking the toilets
But
to call him out.
Also,
to anger him.
Oh, fucked up. I am gonna say like you do get digital representation for real here.
Oh, okay.
Just because otherwise like it would basically just be like, oh, you don't get anything. Have fun.
Right.
If you ever put like things into your character.
I wish it took grenades because I could put grenades in the toilets. That'd be hilarious. Yeah. I'll try to make messes. Maybe like if he's walking around, he'll notice them and he'll start cleaning up. Maybe he'll make some noise. Yeah, I'll start just breaking toilets, and causing messes wherever I go.
All right, so you just start like kicking and smashing toilets and sinks with your cyber legs, which are impact resistant. So I imagine you could deliver quite a kick with it.
Yes.
And you're just like smashing stuff. Digital water is spraying everywhere. A couple people like poke their heads out of like some stalls and are like, what's going on here?
What are you looking at? Mind your own business. I'll give you a bloody nose.
Basically all of them like retreat back into their stalls. Pretend like hope didn't see them.
Privacy? Does anyone care about privacy anymore? What if I was taking a shit? Jeez.
They're scared, and you hear a couple weak little voices say, "Occupied."
So there's definitely people around. Do you have any ideas on how to lure the specific person out?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to find the meekest online person, knock on their stall, and wait till they're done. Then I'm just gonna walk in and then just like lift them by the cuff and start asking questions.
Okay, how do you plan to find the meekest person if the doors are closed?
I don't know. You're right. I guess I'll just walk around to see if there's any like prisoners that are like white collar prisoners that are like nerds that like hacked into like corporate databases and shit. I'm gonna find that kind of guy. He knows some stuff. He's smart. He should know what a janitor is.
All right.
while we're going around, I'm worried about us getting lost. So in every new
We're, le- we're,
bathroom room we're in,
we're leaving a trail of water everywhere. Think
right? Still, I every bathroom room we're in, I go over to like the locked cleaning hose cabinet, and I make sure to switch the lock to the side as like a little note for myself. It's like, oh, I've been to this one.
Okay.
It's just a way for us to make sure that we're not getting like completely turned around.
Sounds good. There is no like investigation skill, so how best to do this, I wonder.
It's one of those games where it's like you ask the DM to do something, and then you just determine whether or not it's difficult or not.
I was just wondering if there's like a skill I should be relying on
Yeah.
for you to roll. You basically just wanted to find a nerd, right?
I'm also activating my my thermal filters on my eyes.
Okay.
Zoom in, zoom out, look for heat signatures.
Okay.
See any heat signatures of a skinny, raw, scrawny little guy that needs a swirly. I will find them and I'll start asking questions.
Okay.
You get confused. You get confused a couple times because it points at me.
I pick up Patch on accident. Like, oh, sorry. Had my thermals on.
I weigh like 70 pounds.
Well, your thermals do let you detect things. Basically everybody seems about like average size. It's kind of hard to pick out like one human versus the other unless they're like as big as you. But now that you know where people are, you could probably start like asking them questions.
Yeah, I respect women, so I'm not going to go into the men's room and start asking questions.
Okay.
I use my legs and kick and open a stall.
All right.
With some guy in it.
He throws his arms up and goes, "Oh God, what the hell?"
Like I just puck him up by the cuff, and I'm like, "You're gonna answer my question, and you won't have a broken nose. You understand?" I'm using my intimidation.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Like, let's calm down here. Oh my goodness. What do you want to know?
I'm trapped in here, and I want to get out, but I want to get paid too. We're trying to find a janitor because he's lost. Okay, we're trying to get him back to his parents.
Okay.
Have you seen a janitor? Has he seen any guys walking around with a mop, wearing a uniform, with a name tag?
I thought I saw someone further down, like mopping the floors. Maybe that's who you're looking for?
Yes. Which just point in the direction that you saw them, and we'll be on our way.
Well, I mean, if you walk either way, you'll end up there eventually. But I think he was that way. Points off to the right.
I let him down with a thud.
Oof.
Thank you, kind prisoner. Let's go, Patch.
Yeah, no worries.
I put my hand up to the end of the extra long brim of my baseball cap. It's like, yep, those floors do look cleaner than the others.
All right. Here, it looks like sounds like you're on the way.
Yeah, that is a good clue. I guess we're gonna find not a trail of mess, but a trail of cleanliness. If there is if we can find a distinction between the two.
Okay. So as you wander down the halls, people poke up their heads from the stalls or look at you as they're washing their hands in the sink, and it's just kind of like, oh, you're new. But they don't really bother you. You look scary.
I have a giant ass pompadour, and I'm like walking with a hunch, and I have my sword on my shoulder, like tapping it like
Is
a Japanese delinquent.
Yeah.
Is everybody just doing like regular bathroom stuff because that's all there is to do?
That I mean, there's a bunch of people just like sitting down, like scratching things into walls or whatever.
Oh yeah. Excuse me.
But there, I mean, there's there's not exactly a lot to do in cyberspace bathrooms,
There's probably a lot of scratched in graffiti. Just like some rooms are totally covered in it, right?
Mm-hmm. But
I'm
oh, sorry, go
I'm
for it.
not being subtle. I'm just saying, like, come out, wherever you are. We need cleanup on aisle 5,462 times 10 to the 7th hour.
I'm letting Kuwabara be brash and loud and hanging back a safe distance and saying what happens.
Sounds good. So as you continue down the what feels like infinite hallways, you do eventually get to a point where the floors do look a bit cleaner. And continuing on, you find a guy in overalls just mopping away, the cleaning up the floors.
Okay. Did we get a description?
From that guy, no. Did you get a description from the android?
The android, yeah.
Just an average height guy. And you got a photo of him, and
Okay.
this guy does look like the photo you got.
What happens if he dies in this simulation?
You know exactly what happens.
Is that something you would know?
Ah.
Roll me. Actually, I guess I can't really get you to roll. Well, yeah, I'll get you to roll me. Roll me your engineering.
Okay, I'm trained in that.
Actually, I'll roll it. A 4.
Partial success.
You are fairly certain that in most cyberspace areas, once people die, they don't come back to life.
Gotcha. Okay. So if we threaten him here, it'll be a genuine threat.
Perhaps.
And did the android want him dead or alive?
Just says a bounty.
It says a bounty. You know what? I never did. I don't know that I specified. But I'm gonna actually make this even funnier. I'm gonna say you have to go rescue this guy.
Oh
So-
no.
So how I want to approach this is
Uh-huh.
like once I get the idea that like, oh, that's the guy, I slip in front of Kuwabara and I like put my hand over their mouth. It's like, hey, Piotr, we need your help with something. They finally issued that assistant you wanted, but they forgot to put the software on it. You think you can come help?
Sure. I don't really know that much about installing software, but not like I've got much else to do here.
Great. We'll meet you over at the janitor's office off-site, all right?
Sure. Okay.
Off-site as in like not in the simulation.
Yeah, okay. I'll see you there. I don't know how you expect me to get there, but
Wait, are they stuck in here? Like,
Yeah.
like everybody else?
yeah, they're in prison.
Oh, I thought they were supposed to like be an employee of the
Nope,
prison.
no. I did say at the start that he imprisoned them because it was feeling particularly petty that day.
Oh, my bad.
That's all good.
Shoot, I have no clue how to like whisk this guy anywhere now.
First, I wanted to say to Hatch, how dare you remove my player agency by clamping my mouth shut? How dare you? I was basically going to tell him the same thing, but a little meaner.
Shoot.
I'm thinking, like,
if we can't get him to meet us somewhere, I don't know what to do.
yeah.
Well,
I think we need to just make Helix mad enough that he creates an opening.
Or we could,
sure.
Or is it he? What's their? Is it they? Or does it matter? The pronouns.
Does Helix have pronouns?
I don't know.
I think we can just default to they them for Helix.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I mean, my solution is probably just to make Helix mad.
Sure. Okay.
They send in guards, and maybe they give us clues to how they're appearing out of thin air, and then we can use that to our advantage.
Well, we're in this simulation, right? So if they appear out of thin air in the simulation, I would just assume that means that someone's plugging in or some of the defenses are being activated. I think we would. So the location is supposed to be the fractal oubliette, but given that we are like willingly jacked into it, I think our course of action would be go find where Piotr is jacked into it.
Okay.
So I think now that you've reminded me that like Piotr is not here of their own free will and they're not an employee, I think the option of giving Piotr is to like, hey, let us know what you remember about where you were taken before you were here, and we can get you your job back, complete with a new Android assistant.
401k investment opportunities.
Okay.
So I'm questioning Piotr rather than interrogating.
Okay. Yeah, Piotr just kind of remembers. I just, like one day, Helix said something about arresting me, and then like these robots just picked me up by the hands and dragged me to somewhere. I don't remember an awful lot beyond that, other than I remember feeling kind of cold.
Gotcha. Let me see. I've got the data rig with me. Can I use the data rig on Piotr's digital form and get a clue about where we might be going? Like maybe it gives a hint as to what location they're plugged in from.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. I think I want another check for that.
Yeah.
I guess engineering. You want to do it, Sheppy?
Oh, sure. Is this one?
Yeah, the red one.
5.
You got a 5. Yeah.
Success.
You, with some luck, you managed to track down Piotr's signal to a bank of cryopods hidden deep within the arcology that you can try making your way to there and disconnect him at that source, and you should hopefully be able to get him out of there.
Thank God, we got what we needed. I need to get out of here. This place stinks.
Gotcha. So we can just yank out our connections, and I tell Piotr we'll be seeing him very soon.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because you willingly connected, you're kind of like snuck in. Can get out. Okay. So now you know where you need to go. Question is, what is the route like to get there?
I'd like to look around. I assume like this arcology was made as like a. I mean, I assume because the arcology was made as like a state of the art city of the future, we could find a good idea of where to go on one of those like maps that you might find at a mall that says you are here.
Okay. you're basically just trying to find like one of those like info terminal things
Mhm.
or like an actual printed out map. Sure.
Yeah.
So you take a look. Obviously, the station itself isn't on the location, but you do kind of know like the rough building it's located in, and you can plan a route to it. Um, the first of locations on your journey leads you to the batting cages. So,
Oh,
in order to avoid as much surveillance as possible, because you are A, like Felix is angry, and B, um, you are trying to like sneak someone out of prison. You decide that the best way to get there is by sneaking through the combat robot station. Obviously, no one would be insane enough to go to sneak through the combat robots in order to get to where you need to go. And Helix is absent, so you picked a good time. There's just
yeah.
there's just a bunch of combat robots just kind of like annihilating various androids over and over again
Are
to
they
test
all
their effectiveness.
are they all lined up like at like a gun range sort of situation?
Pretty much, yeah. Or like they'll run around and stuff, and the robots will track them. They don't exactly they don't exactly have much hope, but some of them are trying very hard.
I'm I'm pretty stupid, but I know when to like not fight. So maybe we should sneak out of here. Maybe.
You got any sneak proficiency? I
Nope.
do,
Nope.
but so we're both decent runners. I've got the stuff. What can we do for you in this plan?
I could use my retinal filters to see if the robots are emitting some sort of heat signature from their batteries or like I don't know fusion generators or whatever they use, and just point you in the right direction and tell you when to go when it's
Got it.
clear.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess the plan would be using our communicators. Kuwabara would tell me when the coast is more or less clear. They're
Yes.
using their heat sensors, and I would try to go through the vents, hopefully, or behind the bots whenever possible, and make it to the other side and open a security door to let Kuwabara catch up to me.
Okay.
Ooh, all right. So we're
Uh,
trying to just make our way through this place when he's not going to be here. I'm assuming.
Yeah, this is on the way.
yeah,
Okay.
this is just on the way. Like this is just kind of like the sneakiest way to get through.
Gotcha.
Um. So okay. So let's say. So you want to sneak past the robots. So to me that would be a stealth check.
Mhm.
Because Kuwabara is helping you. Um, he can roll a skill die, but you will share the risk. So you might get spotted if you're like poking around the corner, kind of direct
Sure.
patches where to go. Are you okay with that then?
Yeah, if there's any dark spots, I also have night vision, so I would. If there's any dark areas, we could probably just travel down those instead of the broad lights of the. I'm assuming it's fluorescent, like hospital lighting in there, and yeah, just stick to the dark areas.
Mm-hmm. There's. So are you going with patches, or are you are you
Yeah,
commanding
yeah,
him to?
yeah. We're. I was going to go with him. Yes, we're going to assume. Oh, I'm going to assume the risk as well.
Okay,
Do you?
because I thought you were
Sorry.
like kind of I thought you were being like a spotter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
the
I
idea
get
I
it. I
had.
get it. Sorry.
Yeah, like I sneak through and then I open a security door for you to catch up to me.
Sure, I can. I can direct him. Yes. So yeah, I will
Okay.
spot for him.
Okay. So in that case, I'll go ahead and you're trained in stealth, right, Fizz?
Yes.
A 1 and a 6. Oh, thank goodness Kuwabara was helping you.
I
With
underest-
Kuwabara's help. Oh, sorry. Go for Fizz.
I underestimated how clanky the vents would be.
Yeah, but thankfully Kuwabara was able to tell you when to run and go. And after some close calls, you managed to get to the other side, and using your data link, you can plug in and spoof access to open a shortcut for Kuwabara to travel through without as much finesse as you.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you have managed to successfully bypass the batting cages.
I only get through it because Kubara told me when they were firing their weapons so I could start moving without them hearing me up in the vents.
Right.
Alrighty. What is the next area on your journey? 8. Haystack. Oh, okay.
Well, what is that?
So it's
Another virtual
yeah,
place.
perfect 1950s rural Americana in VR, empty except for the crashed alien saucer. So
Sorry.
it's like you managed to get through, but in order to get access to open up the facility where Pyotr's being held, you need to get a data key, and the only known copy of this data key exists in Haystack version 3.7.1.
Not
So
again.
now you gotta jack in and get it.
All right, ready to jack in together?
It's like pulling out a tonsil stone. It sucks. Okay, I guess I'll do it. I reluctantly jack in.
All
I
right,
jack in like it's the millionth time.
Yes.
you enter back into cyberspace, and you're deposited on Main Street, USA. A quaint little building filled with all the soda shops and baseball card things. It is 1950s rural America. Nobody is around. There's all the shops are empty. It's incredibly quiet. But you do see smoke on the horizon.
I think we should start heading for that. But given that this is 1950s throwback zone, as we make our way towards anything, I want to just like quickly check under the welcome mats everywhere we pass for the data key.
Can I see if there's any asbestos cigarettes?
Sure. You wander into one of the general stores on Main Street, and they do in fact have Charleston asbestos cigarettes, filtered and toasted.
Yes, the best kind of filter. Takes all the smell, the gunk out of the cigarette. The best, not cancer-inducing at all.
I wonder if digital mesothelioma will carry over into real mesothelioma.
Only one way to find out.
I since I'm a delinquent, I'll wait for the shopkeep to not be looking, and then I'll just
there's no shopkeep. There's no one there.
Yeah, it's all empty.
Oh, okay. Then I just take all the packs I can find and start virtually smoking it.
Okay. So you just smoking as you walk towards
500 cigarettes.
It's like a spy gentleman thing, the meme.
Yeah, so you continue walking around. You're checking underneath all the floor mats or doormats, but unfortunately you do not find the data key under them.
Cool.
As you get closer, you see in the middle of a baseball field a crashed alien saucer that is smoking as if it had like crash landed. But it seems to still be intact.
Just about how big is this saucer?
Decently big. It's about the size of a house.
Let's roll for it.
It's
It's
10
average. It's 10 big.
10 big. All right. I would like to just sneak up a little bit and poke my head around the corner and see what it's like in there.
big. Okay. So you cautiously approach the saucer. You look for an entrance hatch. Manage to find one. You peek your head in. You don't immediately see anything.
Gotcha.
It's just an empty corridor.
I'll wave over Kuwabara.
Me and aliens are not like the best of friends. I once saw an alien movie and it scared me as a kid. Why don't you take the lead, Patch? I'll be close behind. I stay 20 feet away at all times.
You're at like second base, just looking at it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I mean,
I actually have a fear of aliens in real life.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I guess I won't get smoked out if I go in first.
Do let me know if you need to stop or anything, Sheppy.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Like cartoon, like depictions of aliens are okay, but like,
Okay.
If I see an alien outside my window, I will have a heart attack.
I think anybody would.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm expecting to see like balloon-headed grays.
So you explore more into the hallway, and you come across a room. Do you go ahead and enter into the room?
I have my sword out. I'm just shaking in my boots.
First, I want to see if that room has an access panel.
Doesn't looks like on this side. At least nothing that you recognize as an access panel.
Gotcha. Assuming the door will just go swoosh as I approach it and wait for the swoosh.
You approach it, wait for the swoosh, and after the swoosh, oh my god, there's an alien there. Little gray.
What's he doing?
He was looking over an operating table, like doing some science or something, but he looks at you and shouts something and pulls a ray gun.
Shoot. One sec. I want to aim my grasp tether at the ray gun and like do my best to make my center mass go behind the door.
My flight and fight response is like going haywire, and my body chooses fight, and I have my teeth bared, and I am about to run at this thing.
So I'm attempting to grasp tether their gun.
Okay, gotcha.
Kuwabara like runs at them at the sound of my like wimpy little shriek.
Yeah, so
I'm has wired reflexes, so you do actually get first.
Yeah, so do your thing first, and then I'll start hacking and slashing.
I'm assuming like just because of like proximity, since you're out in the field smoking 500 cigarettes and I'm already in there, that whatever I do would happen first.
Yeah, Kuwabara is not in the same room, so yeah, we'll go ahead and do yours first. If you're aiming a wrist jack, like a grapple at somebody and what are you trying to do? Are you just trying to like grapple onto the weapon?
Yeah, I want their weapon.
Okay. Roll me a shooting, please.
Okay.
Which I don't think you're not trained in that, no. So it's a D6.
Yeah.
A 4. A partial success. So, the grapple flies out, impacting the gun. Unfortunately, much like claw machines, it's rigged and doesn't bring it back to you, but you have knocked the gun out of the alien's hand, at least.
Good.
Nice.
Good enough.
I'm like screaming with my eyes closed because I don't want to look at it, but I know it's there, so I'm just gonna swing my sword wildly in all directions,
trying to. On in.
I'm just gonna swoosing on in. Yeah, just in a rampage,
Sure.
like just slicing everything besides Patch.
Roll me a d8, please. Because
Sure.
this is brawling, I'll say.
Okay, this is a D8.
That the other red one's the d8.
Oh, come!
Ooh.
That wasn't a roll. That was not a roll. Okay, I'll take it. I'll accept my fate. I'll accept my fate.
I mean, it's funny. Because
Yeah, it's
remember how you
funny.
said you're going to hit everything but Patches?
Yes.
In your blind panic, you accidentally hit Patches with your sword.
Oh God.
with the sword, no.
The blunt end. Can I roll for the blunt end?
No. No, you swung with intent to kill.
Fuck.
God damn.
Maybe you should open your eyes.
That would have happened anyway if even I had my eyes closed.
So, Fizz, every character has 3 hits. The first hit is cosmetic. The second hit hinders you on all rolls, and the third is fate. However, you can also decide to turn a hit into a hindrance by having one of your items breaking.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Fizzy.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
given that my grapple is out, let's say Kuwabara fucked up my grapple.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Fizzy.
It's okay.
It's funny though.
Your grapple gets damaged in the
So
confusion.
It won't reel back in. I'm gonna have to like pick up all the slack.
Yeah.
Tell me where he is, Matches. I don't want to look at him. He's gonna probe me.
Broken gears are useless until repaired, so like it's not really used for anything. So the alien, looks to where the gun flew and like dives for it. And am I allowed to, like? Yeah. I'm gonna say opens up a barrage of ray gun fire against Kuwabara.
I'm just imagining, like, in my rage state, I'm just dodging every single one, and I don't even know he's shooting at me. That'd be funny.
Well, let's see if you can outrun the barrage of fire. Roll me a running check.
All right. That's a 6.
If you're trained in it. If you're not trained in it.
Okay. Are you kidding me? Oh God. That never make me roll again, please.
Okay. I don't know, this is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one of the ray gun blasts gets you. You have taken a hit. So much like Fizz, you can either decide to have one of your things break or just take the hit.
Well, hardware in the body. Okay, so
I don't know.
How would you get rid of wired reflexes? That makes no sense.
There's some sort of mechanical augment on like the front of your head or something.
Okay, I will have the wire. He'll like raise my head, and like there was a critical component that activates the endorphins and adrenaline, and it's forever frayed.
You need to go get it repaired somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
like, that's gonna leave a mark, but it's gonna be a sweet scar.
So what would you like to do? What would you two like to do next?
Shoot. Using my running, I'd like to run over to where the alien is before I can do anything else.
Can I make a free action to talk to Fizzy?
Yeah, you are allowed to do a free action.
Patch, how short is it? Is it tiny? Can I like mold it into a basketball and dunk him? Is like that? Like, tell me how big he is.
Absolutely, you could kick him over a fence.
Oh, I open my eyes. Am I terrified? That's a 10. I am indifferent.
Okay.
I would like to use my running to sprint over to this alien before it can do anything else. And since all the slack from my broken grapple is lying right there, I want to try to strangle it.
Okay.
Nice. Use the wire from the grab. Oh, it's smart. Smart.
I'm gonna say that like you're close enough that running isn't really the issue. I think the issue for me more would just be like using your muscle to like pull the cord around the
Can I
aliens.
can I
Yeah.
assist with this roll?
If that's what you want to do, yeah.
Yes, yes. I would like to strangle the life out of this thing.
So you two pick up the cord and you're both wrapping it around the alien neck. And
Yeah, we're doing tug of war.
Yeah.
Fizz,
I
you're untrained.
I am.
Sheppy, you are trained. So let's see if the two of you together can make this happen.
See if we could pop an alien's head clean off.
6
No, 4.
in total.
No, it's highest
Okay.
roll.
Okay, so partial success
A partial
Or,
success.
or a lesser consequence. Oh no, it's a partial
Yeah.
success. Okay.
It's both.
Okay.
So you manage to pull the alien, or the cord around the alien, strangling it, but not before it manages to shoot an alarm panel, alerting whatever else is in the saucer that there's somebody here.
Oh shit.
But you otherwise manage to strangle the life out of this tiny gray creature. So now the alarms are blaring, and chances are aliens are going to be on top of you in a matter of seconds, honestly.
Patches, we gotta go.
Not the data key yet.
I'll protect you. I'll just do the thing. I don't like it, but I'll kill every single one of them. Just do your thing.
All right. I look for the nearest computer console and just look for it. Use my data rig to find anything that might tell us where this data key is.
I get in position to how many? Well, I'm assuming there's only one entrance.
From this
to
room,
this.
yes.
Yeah.
There's only the one
Okay.
entrance.
The swoosh door.
I will put myself in position to slash the first thing that comes in.
Okay. So, Patches, you connect up your data rig to this alien console, which magically has, surprisingly has, like a connector for your thing, your data rig, and you're able to quickly browse through the files and try to find out where it is. It takes you a bit, right? Because it's all written weirdly, like it's quite alien, even if it's not actually alien. It's just meant to look alien.
Yeah.
But you're basically busy, trying to track down the data, try to find it.
Yeah.
And Kuwabara, you start hearing footsteps on the other side of that door.
Yep. I'm sweating. I'm very tense. Hopefully they're all as small as that one was.
I while I'm waiting for the program to change screens, I like steal a look around the room. It's like, Skobara, this is an operating room. I think there's some good sharp stuff in here.
Can I see if there's any like syringes or drills that I can like throw as projectiles?
Yeah. You want to abandon your post by the front of the
Yeah,
door?
I want to position myself in between Fizzy and the door.
Okay.
And just grab whatever instruments of intended medical use, but will be used for death.
How about this? How about like while I'm saying that, I like reach my little leg over while I'm still at the console, and I like push the gurney closer to Kuwabara while it's still got all the tools attached to it on a little table.
Okay. So the table comes rolling towards you, Kuwabara, and you see like a bunch of random sharp implements, things that you're not exactly sure how they're used, but they look sharp enough and could probably do some damage to those fucked up little aliens
Yeah.
if you threw
We
it.
don't even know what's on the table yet. What they were operating on. We haven't bothered to look.
Oh, it's a cow.
Of course it is.
Now we've got a cow cadaver.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll pick up everything that looks like a scalpel. I'm just ready to throw them at the door as soon as it opens.
Okay. The door opens and you see two of those other two more of those aliens standing by with their blasters raised.
Yep. Shuriken. My makeshift shurikens.
Sure.
Go flying.
Go ahead and roll shooting. Yeah, this is a shooting thing, I think.
I'm not trained in it, so can I use it?
Yeah, you're allowed to use things if you're not trained. You just get less chance of success.
Woo! Let's go.
You didn't even throw that. You just put it down.
I threw it. You want me to throw? I can roll it again. I can first roll it. I can roll it again.
A 3. Okay. You hurl the shurikens at the aliens. One you catch directly in the eye, the knife going straight into their skull. The other one manages to dodge.
Okay.
And raises his blaster.
Yeah, I make sure to put myself between the line of fire between me and Patch.
Okay. So it takes a shot at you and Fizz at Patches. Are you gonna like try and take the hit if it's?
Yeah, I'll try to act cool and try to block it with my sword.
Okay, all right, with your sword. All right, roll brawling, please.
Sure.
This could be really good or really bad.
All right, my sword breaks.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna block with my sword. It hits the sword, and the sword just disintegrates.
So just what I didn't. What was I expecting? That was pretty stupid.
Fizz, roll me an engineering to see if you discover the thing this turn.
Okay, I am trained in that.
Congratulations, you find it.
Wow.
You find it so good. You know it's just a couple doors down. You can leave.
You found it in a folder called "Totally Not a Passkey."
Oh yeah, for an 8, like you know what? For an 8, I'm just gonna say you download it. You're good to go.
Hell
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what I'm gonna do.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna push the gurney and then ride it like a skateboard, and then with my impact absorbers, I'm just gonna jump as high as I can and stomp on him.
You're gonna Goomba stomp. Okay,
yes.
all right. I'm gonna say the most important thing out of that is a muscle roll.
Okay.
To jump down and squish him.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yes.
7. You land directly on top of that alien, and he squishes like a grape. It's so gross.
What's the color? So is this purple blood?
Yes.
Okay. What does it smell like?
Oddly enough, it doesn't smell like anything. Probably because whoever designed this didn't expect.
Doesn't matter. I'm still trying to hold back vomit.
Like it's gray. Its body fluids are gray. It smells gray.
Patch, let's go.
So, just for the sake of scientific curiosity, I pick up the alien blaster on the floor before I pull out my jack. And I think, well, even if it doesn't carry over to the real world, which I don't see why it would, maybe the simulations will remember that I have one.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah, I've exited the simulation. I've downloaded the data key.
Yeah.
I'll do the same.
And I don't know how to do this, so I'm just gonna say all the items that broke while you're in cyberspace are no longer broke now that you're out,
Oh, sweet.
because I don't
That-
otherwise know how on earth to justify that.
Did you see me block that ray gun blast? That was sweet.
Yeah, I mean, your sword disintegrated, but like
Yeah,
none of us disintegrated.
that was like some John Woo shit. I was like, I was Neo for a second.
You were Neo, and then I pat you on the back.
All right, let's
was
wrap this one
good.
up real quick. So, I'm just gonna say, with the data key, you managed to open the access to the cryogenic pods. You locate Piotr, carefully disconnect him, bring him back up, and bring him back to Queen, the android, who suddenly springs to life upon seeing Piotr and rewards you for your services. Which means
Hooray!
pays everyone 1d3 on success, 1d6 rounded up.
You did it.
So
I was
you
thinking
get,
it. Oh god.
you get no, sorry, what is it? 1d6 divided by 2 rounded up. You get one hardware point.
Woo!
Yeah.
You
Maybe I'll
did
get
it.
that crossbow I wanted.
Reminds me of the prey crossbow somehow.
Yeah. I was thinking if we had to locate the cryo area after this, we could have used Kuwabara's thermal vision to look for like alternating areas of like high and low thermals all like gathered in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't,
Yeah, like
I wouldn't know to do that, so you'd have to tell me and put it in really very simple terms.
Yeah. So see if you can see plaid.
all right. Well, nicely done, cyber runners. You managed to live another day.
I Goomba stomped an alien.
Sure did. What did
And
you?
Piotr
What'd you think
is
of
either
it?
having a good time or he's been snapped in half by an android. We don't know.
Yeah, this is a really fun game to just pick up. Anyone can play it. There's not a lot of rules to remember, and the setting's fun. You can make up your own, or you can just pick from the D20 list. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a bunch.
Yeah, really the only thing I think I just kind of find confusing is just like how much does cyberspace affect the real world?
Right.
Yeah.
Like
there was-
I don't mind like if you die in the real world, you die in cyberspace, you die in the real world or whatever, but also like if your equipment breaks, like unless it's something like a data jack or something, like how on earth does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of things that aren't explained to the degree that we need in some ways, but like sometimes it can be that way just so we can come up with our own interpretation.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's just really something that like your table just has to work out how that makes sense.
Yeah. You got the rules and then you got to come up with house rules on top of it.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to try and think up and to go, and also very easy to get running. Character creation's very easy, and making starting a run and everything pretty decently easy as well. So yeah, that was quite fun. Let me take a quick break and then we'll move on to our next game of the night.
All right.
Are you both into this one? I think you are.
Yes.
Yeah. I signed up
Castle
for all of them.
Raffenheim. It's not
Yeah.
Castle Raffenheim. It's just called Raffenheim.
Yeah, but it's
I think it's like Ravenheim. Yeah.
Ravenheim.
yeah, Ravenheim, Ravenloft, Castle Ravenloft.
Right.
You're not slick. I know what you're doing.
Castle bird having.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, we will set up for that after a short break. So I will see you all in a bit.
Hey.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. And we've got Nash now.
Hi, Nash.
Hi.
Do you want to quickly introduce yourself, Nash?
I'm nothing special. It's okay.
All right, nothing special. Let's get started. With
I'm
our
nothing
next-
special, okay?
Rebrand incoming. Yeah, let's get started with our next game of the night, Ravenheim. A role-playing game of literary gothic romance and horror by Tadig Lyon, inspired by a tweet by Spencer Campbell. In the far-off land of slate-black sky, the Countess in her castle died, 11 years since her last time within the walls of Ravenheim. Corvina's death a mystery, though few would call it tragedy. In her life, her love was e'er reserved for her beloved black-winged birds. In every chamber, room, and hall of Ravenheim you'll hear their call. So, you are one of the people currently in the once beautiful Ravenheim. Your reasons for being there and any connections to the castle and its former patron are up to you. Give yourself a name, pronouns, backstory, and identity. And your identity is one of the following here. So, would anybody like to start?
I'm quickly going over my backstory real quick. If anyone wants to jump in.
Do you want to give us what you got so far?
Sure. I think I want to be the elder.
Okay.
I want to be the chancellor, the former chancellor. Well, the current chancellor to the current master of Castle Ravenheim. Is it a castle?
It is it's
Like a
manor castle thing.
Yeah, I want to be the current advisor for the current master of the household.
Okay, sure thing.
And an advisor for the heir to the throne. Be their teacher, and doesn't like the up and coming, young ones, young whippersnappers that are trying to sneak their way into the seat of the throne that is Raffenheim. That spot is reserved for someone that deserves it.
Okay. Do you have a name?
Call myself Chancellor Kane.
Chancellor Kane.
Yeah.
Okay. What are your amateur nouns?
He, him's fine.
Okay. Anybody else have their character ready?
I think I will be. Sorry, I'm still thinking.
That's okay. Any ideas on what you want, Nash?
I'm getting a name.
Sure. Do you have a role in mind?
Where's my thing? I was one of I was a. I used to like be a cleaner there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was kicked out for mysterious reasons.
Okay.
Pronouns just they, them.
Sure thing. Are you the Fallen, or are you a different role?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's interesting because I will not listen to you very often per my backstory.
Okay. How about you, Fizz?
I thought I would be the American in this situation. I want to be, in this order, courageous, courteous, and curious. So I want to be a a big blowhard who was hired here maybe as the master hunter and carry maybe like a slow musket with me.
Okay.
So
Uh,
Sorry, go for it.
oh, I was gonna say I forgot to say my order of things. That's right.
Mhm.
Where I wanted to be curious, courteous, and then courageous.
Okay. And Sheppy?
Courteous, curious, and courageous. Yeah,
Okay,
same.
wonderful. Okay, so the current owner of the house has invited um his staff as well as his any former staff back to the manor for a celebration and to honor the late Corvina with a kind of like memorial banquet. Um, for whatever reason, you have accepted this invitation, and now stand back in front of the gates of Castle Ravenheim. So, what
Oh,
would you like to do first?
the groundskeepers have let this place go. Oh, I I walk in like I have the authority to do so. So I'm just opening up the gate, expecting to be welcomed in.
Okay. The so you open the doors, and a couple of the staff are there to bow their heads and say, "Welcome back, Chancellor. We've been
Yes,
expecting you."
fantastic. I need my tea immediately and my pipe. I I seek I seek audience with the countess immediately. Is it the countess or like a
It's
duke
a
or
count now.
a
Corvina's
count?
dead.
I
Um,
seek audience with the count.
of course, sir. The count is currently seeing somebody else, but we will. If you would come this way, we will prepare a room for you to relax in until he is available to see you.
It's my old room, right?
Yes, of course.
Oh, fantastic. Hope my grand piano is there.
I
I
believe
walk
so.
with I walk with my cane. I have like a my name is Kane and I have a cane.
Mhm.
So it's like made of ebony wood. It's like a very dark gothic looking with ornated with gold markings and stuff.
Okay.
So,
What everybody else like to do?
Uh,
I you had Nash.
okay. I'll just say that I'm at the front gates, also seeing how the place is not as nice as it was, and I'll just say, this place sure has gone downhill ever since they got rid of me. And then I'll just, and then I'll just walk in
Just be a little
normally.
snobby about it, like you're the best cleaner.
Yeah,
Did you have a name picked out? Sorry, Nash.
Charlie.
Charlie. Okay. Yes. Um, you open the gate. You know, you're a short way behind the chancellor. You open the gate, and um, they say like, "Welcome back, esteemed guest Charlie. We've been expecting you."
Uh huh.
I do I see him come in?
Uh, you might have caught a glimpse at them
Okay.
when you were being like led back to your old room.
What's your character's pronouns, Nash?
They them.
Okay. I look at them, and if I did see him, I would I would scoff and just keep on going. Upstart thinks he can come back here after what happened.
So I show up last. I I march in like I own the place, my chest thrust forward. My name is Clifford Rutherford, and I make a big show of offering my hand for a handshake to everybody I see with a good, "Hey, how you doing? Just got here from the lodge. How's it going?" And a lot of the staff don't really return the
Yeah,
handshake.
they
just give their polite bow.
give a polite bow and just kind of like leave you hanging. Some stiffly give you the handshake. They don't really seem to understand it, but some play along.
I don't really take offense to any of it. I'm doing it for my sake to like thrust myself into the center of the situation.
Nash, was there anything you wanted to do once you got into the house?
No, I'm just here out of just obligation.
Okay, so you'll just wait in one of the rooms until the chancellor calls, or not the chancellor, sorry, the count calls you. Okay. Is anything else you want to do, or are you just walking around doing a meet and greet for a while?
My character's name, Clifford Rutherford. I insist that people call me Ford.
They call you
They
what?
may or
Sorry,
may Ford because it's
Ford.
Clifford Rutherford.
Oh, okay.
So they may or may not do so at their own discretion. But I do offer to shake Charlie and Kane's hands.
Charlie's still around. I don't know if Kane is.
I retreated to my quarters. What character archetype are you?
The American.
Okay, gotcha. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, it's on the. It's a supplemental role.
Right. Just find it. Okay. I'd be in love with a romantic, unlikely to understand local customs. Okay, got it. I guess I can go and meet him, though I am uncertain as to where they come from, and why they're acting so uncouth. I extend a hand, but I'm like be hesitant to their motives.
Sure, and this is to Ford.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I shake just a little too hard. I'm intent on having the strong grip.
I pull back and I like rub my hands. Dude, what's your motives here? What's your aim here?
One sec. I need to stop laughing. Oh, I did some work over here as a groundskeeper for a bit. They needed a seasoned man from the nearby lodge, and I had more than enough time to sort things out for them. What with the wolves over that way.
Oh, you sound American.
Why? How
Great.
astute of you. I'm out from over Midwest. Ever been there?
I've never. Well, I'm assuming we're like in Europe, somewhere in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I've never left the comforts of our esteemed city, town of Ravenheim.
Ravenheim is a
Yeah, it's the
like
manor.
Is the manor. So it's just it. I just assume it's somewhere like deeply rural England.
Mm-hmm.
That's my assumption.
I have never left the comforts of my mother country. So we do have how do you say, protocols of decorum that we must follow, and his astute in his majesty's, let's say majesty, in his
Lordship.
gracious courtship. I expect you to stay in line.
Oh, absolutely. I read all about it on the pamphlet over.
Huh.
You can take a train here.
Well, as long as you follow the rules, you're more than welcome. In my presence, anyway.
I say absolutely, and I give a little too deep of a bow, a little too fast.
I just sigh and resume what I was doing before.
Okay. Nash, anything you want to do before you all meet for dinner with the guy?
No.
Okay. So some time passes, and the staff tell you that the count is ready to see you now in the dining hall, and you head on over there, and there is quite a few other people just seated. Some you might recognize as being other former employees of the manor, and just like people who have like very like a lot of experience sitting down. No, sorry, a lot of experience with this place, seated at the table, and at the front of the table is the count, who is a middle-aged man who looks like he's come from newer wealth. And he goes, "Ah, my friends, you are the last to join us. Please take a seat, and I shall enjoy the food. And once we are all seated, I shall explain the reason for this gathering."
Pay you no mind. I just apologize for my arthritis. It's makes me slow now. And I take my seat at my chair that is mine,
Mm-hmm.
and I like how it creaks and how it's almost broken, and I refuse to let anyone fix it.
Okay.
I,
What does everybody else do?
I take a seat and like a little bit too presumptuous of a spot, sort of too close to the head of the table, and I,
I
I pull it. I pull it around and I give it the old Riker squat.
oh my, bring your leg over the chair
Yeah.
and just sit.
Nice.
I find whatever chair's available and sit on it crisscross without making eye contact with anybody.
Okay.
I'm internally scoffing at both of them. Just they're not being doing proper etiquette. Just trying to remain calm.
I notice that. I sit up a little straighter and I flash him a big old smile.
I look at him and just raise my chin up a little bit and just.
All right. So you all take a seat, and before too long, the entrees are brought out on platters, and you're all served the food. It's fairly standard, fancy stuff. Um, it's definitely seems like the guy is trying to do his best to be warm and cordial and impress you. Uh, as you all sit down. Towards the end of the meal, he, you know, hits a glass on his spoon to make the little ding 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 sound, and he stands up and he goes, "My friends, you are no doubt all curious as to why you've all been invited back to this lovely manor. And that is to say that uh, I will tell you now why you are here. Um, before she passed, the dear sweet owner of this wonderful manor, Lady Corvina, had hidden away her will, to this place, and nobody has been able to find it. As uh, uh, while I have taken temporary ownership of this place for some years now, I would like to cement my hold on this manor by locating this will and purchasing the deed of whoever owns it, whoever officially owns it from from them, so that I may continue to live here in this wonderful place. And as you are all people who have had experience on the grounds, and perhaps with Lady Corvina, I would like to invite you all to the challenge of finding this will. Whoever finds it, I shall share. We'll share in the wealth that I have here, and will want for nothing so long as they provide the will to me.
Excuse
to
me.
think.
Did you say this was the Duke telling us this?
This is the Count. This is the guy that owns the place now.
Count.
He's
Okay,
not
gotcha.
really a Count. Um, he's just fashions himself that he's new money, but he really wants to be old fashioned and look really established. And that's why he wants this crumbling old place.
I
Oh, I see.
I stand up and I'm kind of indignant and 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 all due respect, Count. Uh, do you know what the contents of this will have to make it so worthy of our investigation? Considering I have arthritis, I just want to make sure it's worth my while.
Well, beyond detailing whoever actually owns the grounds, it would also detail whoever owns the it would it has instructions. It is supposed to have instructions to where her fortunes are hidden on the grounds. The
Hmm.
fortunes of which I would gladly share with anybody um, who can bring me their location.
Um, can you tell me a little? Would I know a little bit of their past, or is this just a new person that bought the place?
If you want, you can reminisce.
I want to reminisce. Like
All right,
I
so
want to say that
give me 2 questions then.
uh, thinking like I taught and educated the Countess. I was shepherding her through her archery lessons, her horsemanship,
Hmm.
her proper etiquette at the dining table, running an estate, and holding court.
Hmm.
Um, I just want to I want to know, does this person value those traditions?
What's your other question?
Um, what was what is the source of his money?
So, what are the 2 questions again? What does he value the traditions, and what's the source of his money?
Yes.
Does he value the traditions? He puts on a very big show of valuing them, but honestly, all that's all for appearance's sake.
Mm,
He knows that it's useful if he wants to uh, make himself inviting to these old money people, but
yeah.
he's not super. He doesn't like he's not like a true believer.
I'm It says explain how your past experience gave you an answer. Well, I I've been through two generations of heirs, training them, teaching them, raising them on behest of the current owner of the house. I have invested interest in seeing this place prosper. If it's going to go to this guy, I don't think those traditions will last. So I am plotting.
Okay.
And I guess I'll take my seat, knowing everything I need to know, and giving a facade of agreement and courteous behavior.
Okay. Biz Nash, anything you want to do with this information? Like you
Oh,
don't know that the information that Sheppy gave you, sorry, but you do. Why you're here now.
hmm I mean, I'll have my own plan here, being like, since they kicked me out, I think it would be really, really funny if I'm the one who ended up with this place.
uh,
Just a simple cleaner.
Hmm.
oh, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, I have plots. I have plans. It's okay to kill other players, right?
Uh, Yeah, there's no real like death, so I don't think you like unless like something is like basically unescapable. I'm assuming it's more just like you thwart their plans or whatever. We'll
Okay.
we'll see. I I mean it's Clue, right? On
Right.
some level, so probably.
I
Uh,
I just want to make sure that Nash wouldn't be upset if I attempted to murder them.
Jeez.
I don't know. That's a question you have to ask Nash.
Nash, would you be okay if I murdered your character or tried to murder
If you could do it, then sure.
you? Okay.
Oh.
I just want to make sure that everyone's comfy, everyone's okay with
Mhm.
that.
Nash knows all the nooks and crannies of this place. I don't know if you can get them on their home turf.
Oh, I should. You did say comfy. I did forget to mention safety tools. I forgot to mention
Yeah.
it for the other one too. But if there is at any point any reason that you feel you need to pause play or stop play completely, do feel free to just say so out loud. Or if you don't feel comfortable with that, DM me on Discord, and I will do my best to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we can pause or stop for any reason. So if there's at any point you're just like, I don't want to do this, um, do let us know. I guess the other thing too is like, is there anything that you don't want brought up or talked about during this game?
I don't think any triggering topics would come up.
No tall aliens.
Okay,
Yes.
no tall aliens. Got it.
In the previous game, Nash, we had to go up against aliens, and Sheppy has a thing about aliens, so I made sure they were like small and puntable.
Yeah, that was the reason for my asking. Just want to make sure
Mhm.
everyone was okay with that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else have any concerns or questions?
I quickly stand up from my
I meant
chair.
sorry, I meant out of game.
Oh, okay. No,
Let's do. I just
I'm
want
all
to make
right.
sure that that's all clear first.
Yeah, I don't have any concerns I can think of.
Okay,
Oh,
Nash, you're good too.
Yep.
is it known how the Countess died?
No.
Okay. I will have to reminisce later.
Mhm.
Probably find clues to that.
Okay. Fizz. Sorry. Now you can Rutherford. Do your Ford stuff.
I stand up and push away from the table a little bit. And I say, right, scavenger hunt it is then. I know just where to begin. And without concern for anybody else, I march out onto the grounds to begin looking for clues.
Okay.
I gently push my chair back, and I excuse myself. If you'll excuse me, pardon me. I must go back to my room to attend to something. Uh, Your Majesty. I walk out.
Yes, of course. Take your time.
So
Anywhere
I am
you'd like to start, Nash?
yeah.
Just like the simple broom closet.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Gonna check for clues in the broom closet. Anything in
Uh,
particular you're looking for, or just kind of like anything you would notice that's out of the ordinary?
Yeah. Anything out of the ordinary.
Uh,
I'm imagining everybody gets up from the table. Sheppy and I leave the room. Nash walks like 4 feet to the nearest closet and just gets in.
You're like a Pavlovian response. You just that's all you know. Just do the clean stuff.
um, yeah, the broom closet is understandably full of brooms and other cleaning supplies. Various pest control things like rat poison. Um, you don't really notice anything particular in this closet, although you do know um you have seen some strange some peculiarities in other closets on the grounds or on the in the cast sorry in the manor. Just not this one.
Do you want to go next or Fizz or?
Sure. Yeah, Fizz.
Sure.
So you're going to explore the grounds. The grounds have like a garden area, as well as like a hunting lodge, and then they kind of like open up onto like a forest behind there. Also, I didn't really mention this at all, but there are just crows everywhere, especially
Yeah.
outside, hanging about, doing crow things. So
I know the Countess prized her crow.
that she did. Are you still there, Fizz?
Oh no.
Oh no,
Might
Fizz.
be a storm.
Yeah, Fizz did say that there was a storm rolling through. Okay, we'll come back to Fizz then.
Okay.
So, Sheppy, what would you like to do
I
next?
am going back to my room, and I am going to I'm not going to reminisce, but I'm going to pine. Well, pine only affects courteous. I am okay. So I'm going to look. I have a contingency for this exact moment.
Okay.
If the manor is going to there's going to be an insurrection of this rough unknown upstart that's going to take over and change everything.
Mm-hmm.
I have a contingency for that.
Okay.
I'm looking for either a poison or a knife in my room,
In your room.
stashed and hidden.
Okay. It's your room. It's disused, so
Mhm.
whatever you hid in there, as a contingency plan would be there.
Okay. Is it okay? I think he would be more subtle. I would assume he would get like a small vial of a poison. Oh, there he goes. Oh no!
Such a shame that Fizz fell into a comically placed trapdoor, only to be found later during the story.
It just
Right.
just started bouncing around inside secret passages.
Yeah, I would say I would have a small vial of poison,
Okay.
slow acting.
Mm-hmm.
It it is tasteless, and the effects they will die within 1 to 2 hours. So the suspicion is that leaves little evidence of who did it. I'll also have a curved sacrificial knife,
Oh, okay.
small one,
Okay.
one that you can hide,
Okay.
and I'm going to stash that in my bag,
Okay.
and I will in earnest search for this um, will, and try to find clues to the real cause of her death.
Okay. Anywhere you want to start?
Um, I would like to pine for the old days where um, the Countess loved to hang out, whether it be the courtyard or the ballroom. Um, she loved to dance in the ballroom with the giant glass chandelier and uh, and the nice ornate tiled floors. Um, I would look there first.
Okay. So you're heading off to the ballroom.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Nash, what are you up to then?
I may or may not taken some of the rat poison from the broom closet.
When you said a taken the rat poison, for a brief moment I was like, oh yeah, they just totally just ate some. I don't know why I think that, but you're just carrying some with you then.
Yeah.
That's okay. Sorry. Had to double check.
Listen. I mean, what do you expect from me at this point?
I don't know. That's why I had to ask.
hmm
All right, so
Um,
you snuck away some of the rat poison.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you headed next?
The the kitchen for unrelated reasons.
Okay, to the kitchen. Any particular reason you're going there?
Hi, Fizz.
oh, he said the internet's back.
Hey,
Uh,
I'm back.
Welcome back, Fizz.
Yay.
Yeah, the ISP said they were fixing an outage and then it was back in a minute. So I think that was just their general purpose answer instead of what was actually happening.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you're back. Yeah, so everybody's just kind of started making their investigations. Sheppy's heading to the ballroom. Nash is heading to the kitchen. And you're out on the grounds. So let's quickly kind of just recap what you were doing. You were out on the grounds. There's, like a big hedge garden, uh, that's kind of starting to shrivel up and die. It's not being very well kept. There's a million crows everywhere, and also the grounds kind of like back onto like a big dark forest.
Right. I wanted to see if the crows seem to be congregated anywhere in particular, like maybe they're interested in something.
I think that sounds like a curious role to me.
And I'm not very good at curious, so I'd like to scheme to boost my curious.
Sure. Uh, you definitely have the time. So what uh what would you like to talk? You have to kind of make like a little like narrate your internal monologue in a short scene where you might look out over misty cliffs, swirl brandily thoughtfully, or reread a letter from someone who once loved you.
Oh
So
wow.
like what do you want to talk about when you're scheming?
Um, oh yeah, we have to do like some sort of soliloquy,
Yeah, you
don't
gotta
we?
you gotta role play.
Um, right. Well, I do know the Countess was fond of her crows. They usually had something to do with the goings on around here. So I should think if the Countess was last seen anywhere in particular, it would have been the crows to see that would have seen her last. Although it has been a while, maybe they check back every so often, or they're more aware of the goings on and anything that's recently changed around here. I should go ahead and see what they could point me towards. So I think they'd have a better idea than anybody else. Otherwise, they wouldn't have called an expert like me in.
Okay. What is your curious? Is that your worst role?
Yeah, my curious is one.
All right. Let's see if you can do the crows. That's a cock die for sure.
Mm.
Well, you still got a 2, which is a failure. The crows take notice of your failure and seem to laugh at you. They they just start to like spread out and look at other things. You're really not sure uh if there was really anywhere that like was like an area that they were congregating. They saw you were coming and they're just like they suddenly just kind of like split up and started covering more ground. So unfortunately, that didn't provide any clues for you.
I, I laugh back with them, even though they're laughing at me, just because I know their nature. They've always been like this. They'll get back on my side once I leave them some carrion to pick over if we happen to run across any more of those pesky wolves.
Okay. Anywhere you want to try next?
Um, hmm,
I'm just kind of curious where your next, like, what your next objective would be, so we can move on, like, as a narrative hook, so we can move on to the next.
gotcha. Um, well, I make sure to pick up my musket that I checked with the folks at the front door and start heading off towards the edge of the woods, thinking maybe if they couldn't find it, and them knowing the manor better than I do, maybe it's because it's not in the manor.
Okay. Sounds good. Sheppy, so you slowly trundle your way to the ballroom. It seems like the ballroom is in a state of disuse. There's a lot of cobwebs and dust everywhere. Seems this guy's not really fond of dancing, or if he is, he's not bothered to clean it up. Upon opening the doors to the ballroom, a bunch of crows in the rafters take off and fly out through one of the windows. And otherwise, you are alone in the room.
Oh, the corvids are making the nest here. I think it's appropriate, given the state of this place. I'm looking at the paintings. I see one. Can I describe what I see, or do you want me to just tell me what I see?
You know what? Go for it.
I see a big painting of the Countess with her crows sitting, staring into the distance, and I'm just searching. I'm tilting it, seeing if there's anything behind it. I'm also like looking for any hidden like bookcase books that open up doors or like wall switches. Like I'm looking for any hidden items in the ballroom.
Okay, that once again sounds to me like a curious roll.
Okay, so that's 2.
So you have a total of 5. A 5 is a mixed success. So while poking around the bookshelves and paintings and whatnot, you accidentally disturb a nest of crows that was on top of the bookshelf, and they start squawking very loudly, and people around you can hear the squawking. But after that, the squawking is done. They eventually calm down, and you find a passageway hidden behind the bookcase.
Ooh, I do a courtly bow and apologize to the ravens. My apology. My apologies, fellow you corvids are a brilliant, lovely creature. I just missed the Countess so much, and I'm sure you did too. And I finished bowing, and then I proceed into the hidden tunnel.
Okay. It's very funny when you're like, "Oh, delightful little corvids, wonderful creatures." Considering who's hosting this right now. Yeah, so you have found a secret passage and you're going to explore further within it. Nash, you're in the kitchen. What are you doing in the kitchen?
Making a big sandwich.
I guess I'll check around for any hidden switches or things that I may have missed at my time working there.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple people in the kitchen just kind of like cleaning stuff, but they don't really give you much of a notice. They're kind of busy. And so you poke around a bunch of places. What's your curious roll?
That's my number 1.
That's, you have 1 dice on it, or you have 3 dice on it?
3, it's my top.
Ooh.
I'm gonna fucking.
It's a miss. You got a mixed success. So you do You find some passageway hidden behind one of the cabinets, but in doing so, you drop something on the ground, and the staff turn to look at you as you exit through the passageway.
Mm-hmm.
Fizz,
Mhm.
you're walking in the woods one day.
In the very, very month of May.
Um, what are you kind of looking for?
Hmm. Um. Well, being that I've experienced being out here for the purpose of extermination on occasion, keeping an eye out for tracks, but also um, doing that on the way to check the couple supply sheds we had out here.
Okay.
Um,
Sure. So you're looking around for tracks.
mhm. Given that
Uh,
we don't know how the Countess died, and they didn't seem to be willing to tell us.
okay.
Uh, I I figure, well, that was the biggest threat I knew about was the wolves. So I'm checking it out.
Looking around for a while, you do find, as you progress through the forest, you do find a set of tracks that look very paw like. Um, are you going to follow those tracks, or
Oh, absolutely.
all
I
right?
I I pull out my boot knife and I affix it to the end of my musket as a bayonet, and I start following those tracks.
Okay. Uh, as you're following them, suddenly you hear some snarling from behind. You turn around and, oh my god, a wolf is ambushing you.
A wolf. Oh.
One
Oh,
wolf. Wolves famously never hunt in packs.
I'm imagining like Fizz's character be like Saxton Hale from
Yeah.
TF2.
Uh, so yeah, suddenly there's a wolf on your tail, despite the fact that you were following another track. How mysterious and spooky.
I imagine my guy is like somewhere like Gaston with ideas of Saxton.
What
um,
what would you like to do?
um, I want to hold back and wait for the wolf to charge me, at which point I will do my best to impale it with my bayonet.
All right, that sounds like a courageous roll to me.
Hmm. I
Uh,
have 3
you
courageous.
have 3 courageous. All right, so you ready yourself. The wolf lunges at you, and it's at this moment that you attempt to strike. Ooh. Yeah, you got it. Your action succeeds. The crows are impressed with your prowess and look on approvingly as you catch the wolf mid pounce with your bayonet, and it quickly bleeds out, um, right on top of your musket, and the crows on the treetops above go quack quack quack. You almost think like they're applauding you.
um, I I fling the wolf off with my bayonet a little bit towards the crows, like laying it at their feet. Well, they're not standing there, but you know what I mean.
They're on the
Presenting it.
tree. Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I present it to them, and I do a little like, well, here you go gesture with my hand as I wipe the knife clean with a little rag. And I decide, you know what? Now I've got a fresher pair of tracks. Let's go check those out. And I intend to head in that direction.
As you intend to head in that direction, so like most of the crows descend on the carcass and start just going to shreds at it. but one of them stays up high and then suddenly takes off in flight towards a direction.
I think that looks like gratuity to me. I think I'll go that way.
Okay, so you're chasing after the flying crow.
Yeah. In my head, I'm thinking, I knew they liked me.
Sheppy, Chancellor Sheppy.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the passageway. It's pretty dark, but I assume that you've brought some source of illumination with you.
Okay. I guess. I don't want to like hold up like a sconce or like a torch, but if I must, I will.
If you had like an oil lamp or something.
Yeah, like an oil. That's more appropriate for my character. Yes.
And you're kind of moving through these passageways. So one thing it did say is when a character other than the tyrant tries to navigate the halls of Ravenheim alone, they should make a roll to find their way. Yeah, I think this is going to be again a curious roll, because you didn't know where this passageway was, so I don't think you know exactly where it leads. So please roll a curious for me.
May I reminisce?
Sure.
Is this a emergency escape route, or is this a would I know if this is an emergency escape route or a tunnel to some kind of vault or storage area?
What's your second question?
Oh, that was both questions. I guess that would
You phrased that as one question.
phrase that was one question.
Yeah.
Is this an escape route, or is this a vault, a pathway to a vault?
I still think that's one question.
Shoot. Trying to think. Like, I don't use them. I wouldn't use them often, but I would make sure the groundskeepers were doing their job. So that includes cleaning up these routes.
Not sure the groundskeepers would be aware of the routes, since it's something that only the tyrant would be intimately familiar with.
True.
Yeah, I don't think most staff know about this.
Yeah, I won't resume. I won't. I'll just roll.
Okay.
So this is a curiosity.
Yeah, curiosity. You got a 2 curiosity?
Yes.
An 11. Ooh. You get full succeed. So you navigate through this hallway, and continue on, and it turns out it leads you to a secret passage straight to the Countess's bedroom.
Oh, fantastic. Excuse. Pardon me. Sorry for the intrusion. Your Majesty.
Which
I'm speaking to her in like the afterlife.
which is not the bedroom that the Count is using for whatever reason.
Okay. Okay. I will reminisce.
Sure.
I would say no. I'll just do. I don't know what I don't have anything. I'm just going to keep searching under the bed, on her desk, in her closet, in her everything.
Okay, so you're just going to start searching the room. Okay, we'll come back to you in just a second.
Okay.
So Nash, you are in the secret passageway.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do? Proceed through it?
Yes.
Curious roll for you, please. How much curious do you have?
That's my number 1 spot.
Your 3?
My highest. My 3, yeah.
That is a 9. It's a mixed success.
I can't.
At least you didn't almost fail this time. Come with a cost, or not played out how you had hoped. You go through the passageway, and it turns out it just leads you back into the main hall. This passageway didn't seem to really go anywhere interesting.
Oh.
Where would you like to go next?
Anytime I do anything that involves rolling, it's always garbage. I can't believe it. It's
Just have Soroka roll for you. That's what Chippy did.
That's what that's what I've been doing.
Oh yeah. No,
I'm the one making these rolls. So it's all my bad luck. Sorry, sweetie. Yeah.
Have Pika do the rolls next time.
Yeah, okay. Where would you like to try and explore next, Nash?
Or
would you like to would you like to try to go track down one of the other party members or anything? Because I do want to point out that is always a possibility. Like,
okay, sure.
People can always go try to find each other.
I'll look for this totally very nice American.
Okay. You well, you know that he was outside, so that's where you'll start. That's where you will head next.
Mm-hmm.
You start heading outside. All right, Fizz. You followed the crow. It led you to one of the supply shacks, but it's in pretty poor condition. What do you do?
Would Charlie have been able to catch up to me by the time? Okay.
No, like Charlie can, Charlie would be able to follow your tracks, assuming that they get a good roll. But you have a lead ahead of them. Like they're not going to catch up with you anytime soon.
Gotcha.
Unless you stay still in one place.
I step pretty heavy in my big old outdoorsman boots, so I imagine it wouldn't be too hard to catch my trail. So the shack's looking like it's seen better days, right?
Mm-hmm. It has. It is. It looks like this isn't one that gets maintained a lot by the current staff.
About how big is the shack? Would it be like the size of the tool shed in Evil Dead?
Sure, yeah, about that big. Like it's really more just to be like a covered place to store various groundskeeping tools and stuff. So it wouldn't need to be much bigger than that.
Gotcha. Well, being that this is the best lead I've got, I think I'll go in and rummage around.
Okay. Categories wrong on Steam, Woka.
Do you think there'd be a roll for that?
No. I'm bad. Thank you very much for checking that. Yeah, I thought I changed that. Sorry. Yes, Fizz, so you were looking around inside here. Curious roll. What's your curious again? 1?
Yeah, my curious is 1.
One.
Oh no.
You
I'm not a good rummager.
No, unfortunately not. So you start rummaging through things in your typical American fashion, throwing things around, shoving things out of the way. At some point you get seriously cut by one of the machetes in there and have to stop looking and bandage that wound. Have I applied the category yet? Thanks so much. So you have to stop your search and tend to that because it's a pretty serious cut, but nothing fatal. Just nothing you want to be leaving untreated.
Right. Yeah. Just taking the time to pull out the flask and disinfect before I tear something up to wrap around my arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm doing.
And yeah, you'll do you want to continue your search after you do that?
Yeah, might as well. It's
Okay.
worth getting cut about.
Sure. Okay. Sheppy, you are now inside the Countess's disused bedroom. There are crows everywhere. Sometimes you can't tell if these are like stuffed crows that she's preserved or if they're just regular crows hanging out very still. Um, Otherwise, the room is very dusty and disused. Um, it looks like some things have been like thrown around as if someone had searched this room previously.
Hmm.
Perhaps looking for the very thing that you're currently looking for.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like they had much success. So yeah,
I will reminisce this time.
sure.
Where does she keep her diary? And what is the crow's favorite gift?
The crow's favorite gift is shiny jewelry that
Okay.
Corvina loved to buy just to give to the crows.
Okay.
Of course I was gonna answer that question.
Okay.
Shinies.
Okay. Um, I regard the crows with respect, and I respectfully search the room for any shinies, any shiny gifts and jewelry
Okay.
that would remind the crows of the castle's past. I will pine and say, you birds are the only thing that reminds me of this place. Everything else is in disarray. My I brought her from childhood to such a fine woman. She was the last great leader of this manor we had. Crows, you knew her better than anyone else in this place. Please tell me where she keeps her most treasured secrets. It is for the better of this place. It is for the better of Castle Ravenheim.
Okay. Uh yeah, so you are just attempting to flatter the crows, find the right piece of jewelry in the jewelry box to to present to the crows as a gift. That is definitely a being a courteous thing to do. So please go ahead and roll courteous with your +1 bonus. Oh no, sorry, you get a +2 to the elder.
Okay.
So
So that's a 3d6 with +2.
yep. All right. 4, 5, 7.
Mm,
Here is a mixed success. Um, let's see. You manage to find a piece of jewelry that you think that the crows will like, and you hold it up to them, and they kind of regard it, and they kind of like, they kind of grudgingly accept it. They're like, if I have to. This is clearly not up to their shiny standards.
right.
It was left in a jewelry box for how knows how long.
It's a Coca-Cola bottle cap.
uh so let's say they hmm, one of them leads you over to a dresser, but because you only got the one piece of shiny, the other crows in the room start squawking loudly, and they're upset that why didn't I get a piece a shiny? Um, so despite your best efforts, the other crows are kind of upset. But you do know where to look next.
I tried to persuade the upset crows. My apologies. That's all I can offer. We do have wonderful fruit and bread. I will bring them to you. Just my bones are weak. I can't travel far very fast. You'll have to give me time to produce food to your standard.
They stop cawing for the moment. They're waiting. They're expectant. They're like, oh yeah, probably trust this guy. But they're watching. If you don't immediately go, if you don't, you get the feeling that if you don't like offer this up as soon as you get a chance, they're not going to be very happy.
Okay. I look in the drawer.
Crow's looking at Kane like, yeah. Right. So, give me a curious roll.
Okay. Woo! Are you kidding? Oh God, I failed.
That's a fail.
Yeah, it
Despite your best efforts, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary inside this dresser. To your eyes, you're just kind of like, well, a bunch of like disused clothing in here and everything, but I don't really understand why the crows were pointing me over here.
It does. These clothes do remind them of the past. Probably that's what they were referring to. Oh, I might have to resort to Plan B. I start like hodling over to the secret entrance and prepare to go to the kitchen.
Okay. Nash.
Mm-hmm.
You head out onto the grounds in search of that American Rutherford.
Ford, yes.
Ford. So I'm gonna say you pick up his tracks, but let's see if you can roll it curious if to stay on top of them and not lose
Okay.
your way. Surely, you can't lose a third courteous roll in a row, right?
With the way I am, it's like tracking down.
Really
It can't
building
be
this
that
one
hard.
up.
I did want to ask if you wanted to do any pining. If not, I'm gonna.
Yeah, just.
You don't want to do a little speech to raise your chances?
A 7. Your action is a mixed success. You travel through the forest, but because the forest was like you're not super familiar with the forest, you do lose your way a couple times before regaining back on track, losing you extra time. So, and by that time, Fizz has finished patching himself, or Rutherford has finished patching himself up. So, Rutherford, what would you like to do now?
While I was sitting down, bandaging my arm, I was looking around the room in the dim light, and I thought a couple boards seemed to be more disheveled than the others, as if they haven't stayed in place as long as the other ones have.
Okay.
So, since we're in the tool shed anyway, I'd like to grab a pry bar and see how easily those boards come up.
Sure. I'm gonna say that's a courageous roll to brave the various disused rusty nails and stuff around you as you try to put your might into pulling these boards out. What is your courageous again? Isn't it?
Yeah, 30.
That is a 9. Your action is a mixed success. You manage to rip these boards up, but in doing so, you make an awful racket.
Uh-oh.
Loud enough to be heard all across the forest. As So now everyone in the forest knows where you are.
Uh-oh.
But you do pull it up, and you do manage to find a locked container, a locked metal container.
Cool. Am I beefy enough to take it with me?
Yeah, it's not a big container. It's like a little lockbox, little tiny thing, like a little jewelry box, thereabouts, but like made of solid metal.
Sounds good to me.
The key does not seem to be with it.
I am not at all um, cognizant of the fact that uh, anybody might play dirty in the least in what I view as a fair competition.
Mm-hmm.
So I I take the lockbox from the shack and start heading back the way I came, going back over my tracks, basically.
Okay.
I'm intending to just take it right back to the
To the manor.
meeting table and pop it open there.
Okay. Sheppy, you were taking back the secret passage.
Mhm.
Um, to go to go back to the ballroom, and then from there go to the kitchen.
Yes.
Um, despite having previously gone through it, the passage just doesn't it doesn't seem like you remember it was.
Hmm.
Um, and so in order to make sure you don't lose your way, roll it curious again for me, please.
Sure. It's the Alzheimer's. It's dementia. Untreated. And this time, in this era, that doesn't even have a name.
A 7.
Okay.
Your action
Not
is a mixed success. Uh, you find your way back to the ballroom, but you swear it took you longer to do that than it did the first time around.
interesting.
Those crows must
Okay.
be getting awfully hungry.
Um, I will reminisce.
Okay.
Where does what drink is the Count's favorite drink to eat at dinner time?
Okay.
Where does where in the kitchen would you find the finest artisan bread?
In the kitchen, the finest artisan bread is usually kept locked in a special container. That bread is made specifically by the chef on
Okay.
call and is kept locked away so that none of the serving staff get the bright idea to eat it, because that is for the count's eyes and mouth only.
Okay. I will I will enter the kitchen like I own the place. My authority as the chancellor, the former chancellor, but still chancellor nonetheless.
Mhm.
And I will ask the head chef, the sous chef, um, uh, kind sir, uh, pardon my intrusion to your kitchen. Uh, um, the count has requested uh, a helping of the bread to go with his wine. Uh, if you would, he asked me to get it. I don't know why, because you know this cane and all.
Why?
But he reminisced with me about the good, about how how the manor was in my time, and he just wanted to share it with me over a cup of wine. Could
Sounds
I have two slices of that bread?
Sorry,
sounds like
Fizz.
game as a cane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead and roll a courteous.
Can I pine?
Do you want to stand there for a while?
No. It hurts to walk. Ooh,
That
That's
is 11. So that is a success. She goes,
nice.
sure. I don't really know why they count bad made you get it specifically, but here you go, and
It's lost on me.
unlocks it and gives you 2 of the slices and goes, do you need like a plate or anything for that, or are you just gonna carry it in your hands?
I scratch my beard with my finger and thumb. Do you have anything particularly fancy or shiny?
I mean, we do have this silverware platter. We were like silver platter that typically like the entrees go out on.
Well, the count deserves the best.
Yes, of course. Here, take it with you. Don't be long now. He doesn't like to wait.
Absolutely. I would know. Of course. I make my way back to the secret entrance and make
Okay.
my way back to the bedroom.
Um, yeah, I think we've been playing for a while, so I'm gonna call it here. But
Oh, I'm having
what
so much fun. I wanted to murder
I
people.
I know this is definitely one of those games that you could go on for a while, and I apologize that because of the nature of this, we can only look at it so much of it. But what did everybody think of it?
That was great. It's
Yeah.
just rules light games like this always are a fun time. Um, and I feel like giving players agency over certain aspects of the story, such as like the elder would know based on like by his character alone, he would have experience knowing where things are particularly. I mean,
Hmm.
the tyrant knows like secret tunnels and stuff. The elder would know like the how the castle was before, and giving the player the ability to like make up stuff is a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
I
Any?
was
Sorry, go
I was
first.
interested to see how our stories would like intertwine more because I thought, well, I made so much noise at the shack and like I'd been recently bleeding, so I thought by the time I met up with Charlie, I would just give Charlie the lockbox and tell them to take it back to the manor while I deal with whatever took the whatever I grabbed the attention of, and then I'd be trusting Charlie to do one thing with the box, and then Charlie would do whatever they feel like with it because they're like, "Oh, big clue."
Mhm.
Yeah. Like my intention was at some point, like the key would be hidden somewhere else, and you'd have to just go look for it.
Yeah, I think it'd be funny if like it takes the American a long time to realize he's been bamboozled, and then like it's time to hunt down Charlie.
Yeah, like oh man, you could do so much in this game. The one thing I that was a little difficult was just kind of like splitting focus between the 3 of you because you're all off on your own.
Yeah.
But um hopefully the kind of like being able to do an action in a room and then like move on to the next room or whatever kept it going. Nash,
Yeah.
did you have any feedback on this game?
I really like. Yeah, I really like this one.
Nice.
I like how like failure is represented by the crows, and
Hmm.
also successes. It, it seems like the driving force of this game in particular is having crows assist you in all the tasks, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
like
cool.
the crows are as much a character in the game as anyone else,
Right.
and they it's very fun because it's very thematic of like oh like there's a kind of like almost like supernatural element of like what do these like what do these creatures know, and like are they like what like do they are they working like as a do they have like ulterior motives or something, but
Yeah, it kind of feels like working with the Fae, except they're a little more predictable and a little less likely to like do something gruesome for fun, you know?
mhm. But yeah, this one was quite fun. I definitely just like a big fan of like gothic horror stuff, very very like inspiration striking, so um definitely made it very easy to kind of like get into that role of like Dracula esque kind of like setting.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other thoughts before we move on to the last game of the night?
I wanted to say my plan was to poison the count's wine or drink, and then whoever got the will first, I would bring them to a room so I can stab them.
Yeah, makes sense. Anybody else
Good
have
luck.
any? Yeah, that would definitely work better against some people than others. But I guess if you catch him by surprise, you never know.
Get a little Brock Sampson twitch in my eye.
Fizz, what was? Did you have a plan at all? Did Rutherford have a plan besides just kind of treating this as like a legitimate game of fair sport, champ?
Yeah, Rutherford is completely oblivious to like the intrigue, not just not like a disdain for it, but a complete uninterest in like interpersonal politics. Just like there's a task due. Let's go do it. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nash, did you have any big schemes for Charlie?
I was still trying to come up with some.
That's
entire
okay.
time.
It's tough, especially.
I need to get my rolls good for once. To
Yeah.
maybe even think of something.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to come up with something when like every way you attempt to steer it is like, nope, you fall on your face.
Yeah, it's rough. And but to be fair, the best part too is like even when you like enact a scheme, if you don't roll well, like suddenly you can, like the big twist of like, oh no, the chancellor lunged at you with a knife but missed, or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can still build off of that. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. This is definitely a very very fun setting for a game, and definitely rules light enough that you can just kind of do whatever and keep it going. So
The only
Fair.
gripe with it is if your weakest stat, you'll never succeed with it.
you'll get a mixed success at most.
Yeah, every single time. That's kind of
True.
like you should be able to succeed with any side of dice.
I mean,
That's
like a mixed success is still a success.
right, but you lose the crows like give you an eyebrow. It's like, what are you doing?
I know nothing but mixed successes.
But yeah,
I'd
that's
love
all
a
my
mixed
thoughts.
success right now. I'd like to step on less rakes.
Oh dear. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Give me another little bit to set up for this last game. Sheppy, you are welcome to join us if you'd like, but I know it is also getting late for you, so.
Yeah, it is midnight. But I didn't sign up for it. Because I thought it would take that long. So yeah, this will be it for me.
Yeah, so thanks so much again, Sheppy, for coming by. Really appreciate you
Yeah.
being here, and thank you so much for participating in all these games.
Absolutely.
You do a lot to help bring them to life, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and I
Shep.
do.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, quick break, and then we shall return for the last game of the night, which is Fantasy Sword Generator.
Gonna make a sword.
We are going to make such a good sword. But we'll do that in a quick break. Probably just like 1 or 2 minutes while I set it up. So see you in a bit. Okie dokie. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Let us finish off the night with our last kind of game of the night, Fantasy Sword Generator
Yoinks.
by Illicit Peanuts, which is April and Ari. Writing and design by Apri, additional writing and layout by Ari. Illicit Peanuts is a group of 4 friends from India who love tabletop RPGs, collaborative storytelling, and each other. The Illicit Peanuts team, Apri, Ari, Red Razor, and Siva. You can find Illicit Peanuts at illicitpeanuts.com, or for commercial inquiries, contact illicitpeanuts@gmail.com. Do you have a hero in need of a blade? Do you need the final magical touch for your fearsome warrior? Do you want to add a sharp flavor to the stew of your character? Try sword. This generator
my personality is really lacking a sword.
So true. This generator uses a number of tables to come with a fun, randomly generated sword for a fantasy setting. All the tables in this generator need a 12-sided dice. Content warnings, mentions of blood, loss, and death. All typical sword things, but...
No way,
do you want-
loss.
Name your sword. For the name, take the first 2 letters of your name, the last 2 letters of your character's name, and throw in 1 to 2 of your favorite letters anywhere to make the name flow. Then roll the following table to get a title for your sword. Oh, sure, thank you so much for the raid. What you up to today?
Hello, hi Raiders.
Ah, some Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Bah, 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 bah.
I hope you had a great time with that. Thanks so much. We're just finishing off tonight's stream here with one last game, Fantasy Sword Generator. So we're going to go ahead and make a sword. Does anybody have a D&D character or anything? Hey, Soroka.
Shoot, I haven't used one before, but I thought of having
How it goes? It goes pretty good. Hope you're
librarian
doing well.
carries a like sack of magic tomes with him.
Do you have a name for that character?
I don't, not really.
You want to go on to fantasynamegenerator.com?
Yeah, sure, you can help me come up with a name.
Any particular like places you want to pull from?
Places in what way?
Like cultures to pull a name from? Or do you want...
they're part of a like mage academy, but they're not really good at anything practical there, so they mostly just run the library.
Okay.
My idea was they would be in the party as sort of an expert on documents pertaining to the area that the party's adventuring in.
There's a generator of Cajun names. Joris. Joris. Fontenot. Now that's a name.
Like that?
Is that the kind of name you're looking for? Otherwise, like, feel free to look it up to look one up yourself if you want to do it. But Azura gave us one. It's almost
first.
that. It's but yeah, Fontenot.
Yeah, makes sense.
But let's also do Azura's. I think that'd be
Yeah.
a good one. So let's look this up real quick. Take the first 2 letters of your name, so we'll take Azura's name of AZ. The last 2 letters of your character's name, Sakai. So Azai, and throw in 1 or 2 of your favorite letters anywhere to make the name flow. Azura, any letters you'd like to add to this name for the sword? Feel free to add anything. Although, to be fair, Azai sounds pretty good by itself. Or like Ozai? Arzai? Sorry?
You said Ozai, which
Ozai?
is and I said Fire Lord.
Oh. All right, well let's do the blade Azai. So title 1. Let us roll. We have 1, so that's Dawn.
Oh, that's how it goes. I was confused with the first and last letters. I thought that would be part of the generation, not the name itself.
Dawn Hope. Ooh. Dawn Hope. All right. Type of sword. Ooh.
It sounds like it's gonna be a pretty sword.
Rapier, rapier, rapier.
Let's go lesbians. That's a 6. That's a great sword.
Nah.
Could it be one of those ones where it's like the blade parts are there, but the inner parts are like a lattice, like partially hollow?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I think I get it. Like a lightened greatsword almost. Like,
Yeah.
there's like a Dark Souls 3 weapon type, right? That's like chewed out by bugs or something, and it's like nice and
Yeah,
light.
yeah. Exactly.
This is the hilt of the blade. A 9. Jagged and broken, biting into your hand with every swing. Whoa, okay.
Oh, so it's a Maul greatsword.
The blade. What is the blade like? Also 9. Made of literal flames. Oh, hell yeah. It's I mean, the Dawn Hope. It's the power of the sun in your hand.
It's like fire Pokemon. It only hurts if you haven't mastered it.
What is the engraving on this blade? The blazon of your liege.
Got a picture of your crush on it.
And the sheath. 10. Depicting the life of an unnamed hero in fading paint.
It's like they don't know how to make a sheath that can hold that kind of sword anymore. So the sheath is very antique.
Mm-hmm. And rune on the sword.
Oh, this could be the shape the lattice is in. Like that's how they engraved a rune into it.
Maybe. Loyalty rune. The blade goes blunt if turned against the owner.
So you can goof up really bad. You won't cut yourself.
Even though it's made of literal flames, I
Don't worry about it.
okay, all right. The flames go
Blunt.
cold.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There we go. There's Azai, the Dawn
It's
Hope.
like a lightsaber. It deactivates when you drop it.
Ah, there you go. Once late if you use the ends Mitsuhana. Yeah. If you want, I can DM you this, but it looks like you've got it all, so. That's your sword. We have successfully generated a sword from Mitsuhana.
No, now we've set expectations. Every time you get raided, you gotta give somebody a cool magic sword.
I mean, I could. I don't think that I suppose there's nothing preventing me from doing this in the future, but I will keep that in mind. Might make an Odachi to go with theming. That would actually work well. Fizz, do you have a weapon at all? Or sorry, did you have a name set out?
Yeah, we'll go with the one you've generated.
Joris.
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 Do you want the last name too, Fontenot?
Yeah, that works for me. Because it reminds me of Fountain Pen, and he's a librarian.
Okay. The sword's name is Foe. But we can add words. If like you can add 1 to 2 of your favorite letters. So, if you'd like to add some letters to this, we can. I like U's and R's a lot. Big fan of those. E and A's.
What about EX?
At the end, Fotex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works for me. Good with that then?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like It sounds like Codex.
All right. Title 1. Ooh, Dusk. Ooh.
Dusk.
We got some opposites going on here.
Mine'll be made of water, and it'll have a handle that doesn't hurt. And it'll kill me instantly if I use it wrong.
Duskblade. Ooh. I like it. What is the type of sword? This has 13 entries on it. I just realized that.
Oh yeah.
That's funny. Uh, 12. It is a katana. Oh, of course it is.
My sword
Katana.
is so cold it freezes the flames of the other sword.
My sword has anti-magic on it. It cuts right through magic.
Nuh-uh, I say that's banned. That's banned.
My sword has unbanned magic on it.
11. Made of an otherworldly material that seems to absorb all light. Oh, there you fucking go.
Oh yeah. It's made of a
now
meteor.
Now it's just dark fire. We can't see it. Great.
Nobody knows I have a sword because it's hard to see. They think it's just like a ruler or something. They can only see the handle.
It's just a hilt. They can't.
Yeah, the hilt is dark. The blade, though, what is the blade made out of? 4. Wrapped with thorny vines.
My sword is the life sword. It's plants and it can grow stuff.
Oh yeah, it's wrapped with vines, and like during a fight, if the vines all chop off, then like it looks like it don't have a sword anymore. But surprise, you just can't see
I point my sword at you, and some vines come and wrap around you.
it.
It's okay. If my sword breaks, I can plant it and grow a new one.
Engraving. The purpose of the sword given by the smith.
You had to be real good to smith a sword they couldn't freaking see.
What's the next one? Sheath. 5. An invisible sheath, so the blade always shows. Oh.
Wait, the blade absorbs all light, but the blade always
No, the
shows.
hilt does. The blade doesn't.
Oh, okay. An invisible sheath, so the blade always shows. Wait. Oh, okay. So it's like yeah, you can always see the hilt. Yeah.
Mind me, this is just my plant on a stick that I'm carrying around.
And the rune, dazzling rune. The light of the sun bursts from the tip of the blade. Okay.
So
it absorbs all the night, so it can focus it.
Yeah.
Somebody starts a fight with me and we point our swords at each other and I immediately blind them.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you think about this?
There we go.
It's-
There's our next one. Photex, the Duskblade.
It's like the edge of an eclipse blinds you.
It is dark, but also has the power of the sun, because that's the dusk.
And also there's plants there, because you chose a
There's-
bad spot to look at the eclipse.
Yeah. Nash, do you have a character who needs a sword?
I sure do.
All right. Well, what is your character's name?
My character's name is Arza.
Arza. Okay. Do you want their last name, or do you just want it to be Arza?
Just Arza.
Naza.
Naza. Oh, okay.
You got any favorite letters you'd like to add to it? Nazar. Nazai.
Nazar.
Nazar.
I like Nazar.
Okay.
Nazar.
Nazar.
All right. What is the title given to this sword?
Nazar goes R as they brandish their scimitar.
This is ooh. We got the knight.
Uh-huh.
So we've got the Dawn Hope, the Duskblade, and the Knight. Night Edge.
Night Edge.
Night Edge.
That's literally a sword in Terraria.
You paid for the whole sword, but you only need the edge.
What kind of sword is it?
Never mind, I won't make that joke on Soroka's stream.
8. It is a claymore. Got a lot of big swords today.
I got my bonking sword.
What is the hilt of this blade like? Nine. Jagged and broken, biting into your hand with every swing.
8.
Like, it's fine. I don't need to get it repaired. It's good. Go away.
It's fine. It's okay.
The
It doesn't hurt
Dawn,
that bad anymore.
the Dawn Hope and the Night Edge both hurt you when you hold on to them.
One could say
6.
that's a parable.
So true. 6. Molded to your handprint.
See, my
Oh,
hand
wait,
molded
wait.
around the sword.
Wait, sorry, no, blade. 6. Bleeds the gore of past battles when not in use.
Mainly mine from my own hand.
Your sword's a gore slurper.
You're a gore slurper, aren't you?
You want to slurp gore. Engraving 7. The constellation that guides you.
That's at least fitting of the night.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a constellation you like the most?
Say the Little Dipper.
Sure.
10. Depicting the life. Oh.
Is it the same hero?
Maybe. Maybe the hero used both swords.
I was gonna say one sword belonged to the hero and the other slayed it, but
That too.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's why it bleeds gore all the time. 7. Okay. It's Night Edge.
the light of the sun, but there is no sun.
It absorbed all the sun. That's why it can glow it.
It only absorbs moonlight, which came from the sun.
There we go. We've got 3 swords already. Azai, the Dawn Hope, Photex, the Duskblade, and Nazar, the Night Edge. I should do one.
Yeah, do it.
Alright, let us begin at the top. I will use the name of my D&D character, or Baldur's Gate 3 character, which was Katrina.
I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer with Sheppy, and my character there is just Fizz Isthmus. Spelled it in chat. It's like a peninsula or whatever.
Oh, Ismuth, yeah. Srenow. What is Srenow's title? 12. Ooh, nice big number. Fervent. What is title part number 2? 11. Ooh. Fervent Thief. Oh, I see.
Ooh, very Sroka.
Let's see if we can get Soroka type here on the type.
Will it be shiny?
7. Cutlass. Ooh, nice.
Oh, I was hoping to be a cutlass for you. Better a saber.
One. Wrapped in bloodstained cloth.
Whose blood, though?
Who knows? But it's wrapped in cloth, just like my hands.
Could be the cloth used to wipe blood from the blade after vanquishing your foes.
So true. What's the thing again? Blade. Ooh. Serrated with wicked sharp edges.
Nice. More blades on the blade makes it cooler.
What's the engraving? 4. The last words of your best friend. Damn.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why I always want to spell sheath with an E at the end.
Oh yeah, 'cause that's like the verb. Like breath and breathe.
Alright. 2. Too big or too small for the blade? Too big is probably funnier.
Yeah. What is it, like shake around in it? Or is it just like it fits, but the object is like comically large to be a sheath?
Or just longer.
It's a big backpack. Just a really long one. What if it fits in your bedroll?
There we go. There's Srenow, the fervent thief, which is a cutlass wrapped in bloodstained. The hilt is wrapped in bloodstained cloth. The blade is serrated with wicked sharp edges. The engraving is the last words of your best friend. The sheath is too big, and the rune is the leash rune. Returns the owner's hands with throne. There we go. Anybody else have any swords we want to make?
That's perfect for you to start. Because if you throw it, you don't lose your shiny.
This is so true. And you know who uses cutlasses? Pirates. You know what pirates do?
They get shinies.
Exactly. It all adds up. Little worried that the engravings is the last words of my best friend, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about that right now.
It could just be whatever like Pika's favorite noise is.
What is Pika's favorite noise? Anybody have any other characters or anything they want to make, or should we go ahead and wrap that up here?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks again to Sheppy, Fizz, and Nash for helping with tonight's games. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much to Azura for the raid, and thanks for participating in making the sword. I hope you enjoy your new Dawn Hope, the Great Sword. Yeah, this was this is a fun little thing. This obviously isn't like a game per se, but it's fun to think of like what the sword would look like when all this stuff is on it.
Yeah.
There's one that drips acid. Oh, there you go, Fizz. Has strategically placed holes to make the blade aerodynamic.
Yeah.
So there, we could have gotten that. But
the acid drips over the holes, and you can just, it's like a bubble wand.
yeah. But yeah, anybody have any thoughts on this game before we go?
Just real quick, because my power is flickering. Thank y'all for playing games with me.
Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope your power doesn't stay down for so long. Really quickly before you go, I'm also just going to once again point out for Fizz that you can help him pay down his bills. You had to take out a loan, right, for this? So you're just trying to pay down the loan that you had to take out to pay some bills.
I had to take one out, and like complications from problems have affected my health, and now my car is acting up, so I might have to take out another one soon, because without a car I can't work so good.
Not a good situation to be in, so definitely any support that you can give Fizz would be greatly appreciated. I know we're also raising money for Palestinian, but Fizz is very important too. So
yeah, thank y'all very much. It's been scary, and y'all have helped me a ton.
Really glad that we've been able to help, and hopefully we can help you with some more stuff. Yeah, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Any last thoughts before we go?
I'm always happy to play these games with you. You put in a lot of effort and a lot of good ideas for these things.
Oh, thanks, Fizz.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks again, Nash, for tuning in, or for helping out. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's quickly talk about what we're doing this week. Does anybody have a raid target in mind?
Let me take a look. I don't know that many of the people I follow are playing tabletop, but I could recommend a couple people. Let's see. We've got Marquis, who's playing Mischief Makers. Jet is playing Elden Ring. Goblin's playing Dark Souls.
You know what? It has been a hot minute since I've raided over to Marquis, so let's go ahead and watch some Mischief Makers. That's always a good time.
Yeah, it's a cool game where you run around and shake things and throw them.
You shake things. That's the whole point. So thank you both so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. And thanks so much to Azura for the raid, and thanks so much to everybody for watching. We're just going to quickly talk about what I'm doing the rest of this week, and then we will send you on over to Marquis. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will catch you two next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, you two.
Bye-bye.
Alrighty, so let's talk about what we're doing the rest of this week, and then we'll send y'all over to someone else. And by someone else, I mean Marquis. So, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time / 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be playing some more Dragon's Dogma 2. We are just basically continuing on our quests and making sure that we get everything covered before we fight the final boss. Sunday, I won't be streaming because I am going to be at work, so I won't be able to do that, but we will be back on Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time / 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, with some Final Fantasy IX. We are basically heading. We've reached the outer continent, and we are heading to a village of our new party member, who appears to be some sort of summoner. So we will find out more about her next time. That's all I've got for you today. Here is our raid message. Feel free to copy that down. If you are not subscribed, you can unlock these emotes with channel points. If you do not have the channel points, or just saving them for something, no worries. Feel free to just say Spark Raid or something to support our raid target as we go in. Okay, that's all I got for you tonight. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support with this charity function. our charity streams, and I hope that we can continue to raise some money next month for Palestine. Until then, hope you all have a great night. Bye bye.